All right, a little late. Can we take that back real quick?
One more intro.
Oh, God, no, please.
No.
My name is Vince Castle, and I'm your DM, ruffling feathers for this campaign. This is episode 4 of season 5 and is titled Honest and Forthright. This show uses the D&D, no relation. This show uses the D&D 5e game system in my homebrew setting Boros, and is completed by a wonderful cast of adventurers. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar playing Kai, your changeling bard. Pronouns! Mine are she. Thank you for the
Like you were just ambushed by some?
I didn't say it, I declared it.
My pronouns are Kai's pronouns are whatever is appropriate at the time.
I declare pronouns.
That's kind of great.
Hello, I am Gina DeVivo. I am playing Poppy, your fire genasi artificer, and I declare that both of our pronouns are she, her!
Yeah. My seat's on.
Hey, I'm Anthony Carboni, and I will be playing Klulik, your honest, forthright, and caring Aarakocra monk. And
No relation.
we declare pronouns. He, him, both of us.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Ray, and I'm playing Ella Britt, your Turtle Death Cleric. Both our pronouns are she, her.
Do you declare them?
I do declare.
I declare.
The southern one has to do
You
that.
have, you have to do
I do
declare.
it like that. I do declare. I did do declare it.
He said doo-doo.
I did already declare it.
He said do-dee.
How do we play D&D?
Hi, I'm Sage Ryan, and I am playing Effie, your Kalishtar Chronergy Wizard. My pronouns are she and some others, and also my characters is she, her.
Yay! And I'm Xenajanre playing Kettle, your Water Denathi barbarian, and both of us declare he, him as pronouns.
Huzzah.
Honestly, being away for like a couple weeks, I legit feel like a little out of my element.
Yeah, what's
I
happening?
feel just weird.
What's
I
going
mentioned
on?
when I said,
I'm
wait,
looking
how do you
nervous.
play Dungeons and Dragons? Like,
Yeah.
that was real.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Are we playing with the one D&D rules now? I didn't study.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I've been making those up as I went anyway.
So true.
And remember that you, at home, have a amazing amount of power over our story. We have a series of donation tiers allowing you to do everything from banking up rerolls, providing a lovely player of your choice with a useless musical item, activating a The Office-style confessional camera for one of our many characters, activating a Hey, It's Guy to bring back everyone's favorite oil boy, and for our top tier, you can trigger a Spawn Fledglings, which will cause Klulik's 3 adopted kids to manifest for mayhem. Plus, if we hit our goal tonight, we will release in the very near future a secret and exciting character epilogue for one of our heroes here tonight that, without spoiling, will pay off this episode in a big way. But for now, it's time for a story. Before we get into the recap, I just want to level with y'all.
Yeah.
So, last time we did a show here on July 29th was my first night with the iPad.
I don't know what that means.
How's the iPad?
I'm not good at the iPad.
They don't know what the iPad
Wow.
is.
So-
What happens on the iPad?
What happens on the
I don't
iPad?
think Jeffrey Apple's giving us money.
The tablet.
That's a tablet.
The purple tablet.
Purpley
Yeah.
brand
The
tablet.
Kirkland brand
Yeah,
tablet.
Kirkland is also not giving us money.
Yeah, Costco could give us money though. Costco.
They
you could've said.
could.
Hey.
But
The
hey,
tablet.
I
The
take
tablet.
apples.
So the
Just
tablet
It's a tablet.
is where I see all the donos come in.
Yeah.
And I didn't see a bunch last time.
Oh my.
So, because, honestly, they were amazing and I want to get them in, we're going to do them all tonight, and I promise I'll pay way closer attention.
Roll
I love
over.
you. Yeah, okay.
I was gonna.
Yeah, I thought that was a command.
I know, I was actually, wasn't, not?
Oh,
Oh,
this
okay.
is like a fun little bottom check for the squad. There's like 3 people.
Honestly,
No.
my reaction is
They
quite
They were rolled over like cell phone minutes, which don't exist anymore.
To be fair, though, if Xander's Honorary tells you to roll over,
you
roll over.
What is happening?
I do not.
You're finding out you have so much power.
I do.
Anyway, here's our recap. So,
Bottom check.
last episode saw our heroes traveling by Poppy car to an island they'd come to know as Kursenic, following a lead from Bora that it housed one of these nexi of spring power. On the way there, Klulik
Nexons.
also had a dream of Silas communicating to him in sign, but unable to decipher precisely what was being said. Though it seemed dire, it seemed, if nothing else, perhaps like a warning. That said, the crew landed on beautiful sandy beaches, and As they made their way up said beach, they were, not accosted, but yelled at from a distance by an old man who they come to know as Gert, who informed them that the beach was bombed, rigged with bombs, that is, and they would possibly be exploded should they attempt to traipse it. We then had
But what if they skipped it?
You never tried. Making their way eventually, after frolicking in the ocean, after having a bit of fun with some bombs.
Beach episode.
After having a brief beach episode, they made their way into town. A town
Did
also known
frolicking
as
set off any bombs?
Kersenet. It did not, as a matter of fact. But that was frolicking in the water. Frolicking. So, the heroes made their way into town, where they spoke to Gert for a time, discussing finding out what might be the source of this spring energy on the island, where this nexus might be, and also, as Gert led them out, the one person who might know because of his foraging routes encountered Silas. Klulik's long-lost friend, thought to possibly have been killed on the distraction ship during the Khazaric War over upwards of a year ago at this point now. But who was very much alive. He was injured, recovering, and now speaking via sign with Gert interpreting and with some handy spells, also facilitating some telepathic communication. They caught up. They were able to reconnect, share some memories, talk about where they've been, what they've done, and also possibly a few plans for their shared future. But it had to wait, as our heroes had to make haste into the island's interior to find this nexus of spring power, where they did. A throbbing, pulsating chrysalis, not unlike the one that
Does somebody have a
eventually
time check on that?
produced.
How
long
quick?
it took?
How long it took for Vince to? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many more in here.
That's bad.
A chrysalis not unlike the one that eventually produced the scion of Spring herself was before them in a glade that seemed almost now turned magically to be defensive, to be antagonistic to intruders. A short fight ensued, at the end of which I believe it was Ella just literally banished it after like half a round of combat, and just ended it right there.
Never gonna be allowed to do that again.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was great because we were running long. So thank God.
Like someone.
10th level cleric, baby.
That said, though, the spell, whatever the magic it was interrupted, and out from it emerged a living man, a drow fellow who introduced himself as Kisan, who had been apparently making some kind of deal with the Spring Court in a faraway country before being whisked away here to be transformed into something else entirely. A bit of conversation ensued, but all of this was cut short when it seemed some kind of strike team busted into the glade, weapons of sloshing red liquid trained on this chrysalis, but finding it already having been defeated, destroyed, one, the leader of them, removed her mask, revealing these orange maroon-hued eyes with a tattoo, the insignia of the Tanburn family on her iris, approached Kettle, or I should say approached the group, and said, "Vessel number 218S, what a fortunate surprise. Mr. Tanburn will be so happy to hear that you're okay. We have been absolutely worried sick about you."
Carol, do you know these people?
Mommy?
Okay.
All right, that's a jump.
Also, it's I'm sorry. It's Kettle, not Vessel.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard you took a new name. Is it Kettle?
Oh, was I not? I'm not supposed to tell people's names. Sorry.
Kettle, no, I love. Honestly, it fits perfectly. I adore it.
Yes, please, I know who you are, but introduce yourself to my companions.
Oh my God, where are my manners? Hello, I am Terra Sonora Aguilar, and I run this this blackout team for Mr. Tanburn and the family. It's so good to meet you all. I do apologize for all of this pomp and circumstance here. We didn't really plan to encounter any civilians out here, but yeah, everyone say hi, and all the geared up commandos wave.
Hi,
Hi,
blackout
fellas.
team.
This is not waving. I have a question.
Yes.
What is a blackout team?
Oh, that's a
so
good question.
we.
Thank you.
So as needed.
Now I know what a blackout team is, but just for everybody else.
I don't.
Sorry, yeah, okay, so when things go kind of hinky here and there, or we
Kinky?
have a little bit sometimes, or when, there's a bit of a magical disturbance in the world that has to be dealt with, we get sent out for tactical assassinations, cleanup, just to make sure it's all put back the way it's supposed to be.
Oh.
When things-
Sometimes we get sent out for very messy assassinations.
And some things also get kinky.
Yeah.
What's everyone's rule when it does? On the blackout team.
I think they said roll.
No, I did. Yes.
Oh, ROLE.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I thought I'm just gonna make a roll for kink right now.
Yes, roll for a bottom check.
Oh.
There it is.
Thank you.
Almost poached that shit.
That was
me too.
That
I
was
was like,
honestly
can't.
a flawless execution.
Yeah.
That was an
couldn't take
11,
that
so
from him.
I really just ride the line.
That's a switch, baby.
I don't know. You gotta roll high for that. Anyways.
Yeah, fair.
That said, it does look like you all stopped this one before it could finish, so that's great. I'll just have to make sure real quick though, so hang on. And she pumps the vicious-looking projectile weapon in her hands and levels it at Kisan before firing a pressurized blast of red mist at him,
Oh, dear.
saturating the clothes that Kisan had just gotten into.
I'm sorry.
And he's-
I'm sorry. He gave a very bad first impression,
That's true.
I remember.
you know, so every time something misfortunate happens to him, it's not terrible. It's just,
Wait, is
What's
that
supposed
we don't know what
to
they
happen?
say.
oh, that's true.
Oh, that's it.
This is not going to end well.
Yeah,
you
what
feeling?
is I took care of it. I'm sorry, what was your name again, sweetheart?
Tara Sonora Aguilar. It's good to meet you.
Christina Aguilera.
Tara Sonora.
Tara
It's
Sonora.
hyphenated. That's my first name.
Oh, okay, Tara Sonora. Okay, yeah, no, we got it, sweetheart. What is that supposed to do? I'm echoing the question.
Oh yeah,
It seems to
we'll
come
see.
from quite a
Oh
bit.
look.
Oh
It
no,
takes
does
me
Kisan
back.
also
Yeah.
look?
Oh no. Nothing actually
do that
occurs
to
at
me, Alice
first.
Fragile.
It's just like red liquid kind of dripping off of his sleeves, off his face, what have you, until entire sections of his clothing begin to wither and sizzle away.
Not again.
It is getting a little kinky. That is what a blackout team is.
Specifically, it appears all of the natural fibers in his clothing wither and begin to die, which he does quickly replace, and Tara Sonora flashes a thumbs up.
Oh.
He's good, uncorrupted, for now.
What is?
I'm gonna
just kidding.
need.
I'm totally kidding. He's great. He's fine.
There are
You
like
stay safe out
17
there.
layers of stuff I'm not getting here.
What?
Can I insight check her? I
Yeah.
don't like any of this energy at all.
No. It's
It's
so
bad.
perky.
21.
Cheerful killer
Ooh.
is something that I
Ooh.
actually identify with kind of a lot, but yeah, even this is a little much for me.
Josh, will you bring me dice?
I also have some
Dice
dice.
at the table.
No. Wow.
Jellicle Josh,
That
please.
was good, yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. These dice fucking slap. You want to use my dice?
Should use that one.
That was a 21.
Thank you.
Thank you, Spider Josh.
The dice
The
gremlin
dice
and just,
goblin.
yes.
For those that couldn't see, also
Ineffable.
the best part is he wasn't on camera, but he did it like this.
Oh, he fucking sold it.
He didn't
Yeah.
need to, but he did.
He did.
That was
Always.
fun.
That was a 21, right?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I mean, your read on her, she comes off as very sincere, perhaps weird, no doubt, but sincere. She doesn't seem to be hiding anything or being at all deceitful
I'm
necessarily.
curious about her energy to and around Kettle. Sorry, I was going to say Vestal
Sure.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dead name you, my dude.
Oh my god.
She seems to have a favorable disposition towards him. I mean, you can tell she's very mission-minded and very operationally minded, but she does seem to have like a genuine warmth toward Kettle.
Can I try to like subtly just sort of like make physical contact with Kettle? And I just want to grant you bardic inspiration.
Oh,
Just
thank
for
you.
whatever's going on, you see like a little note.
It's so lovely to meet somebody who genuinely enjoys their work. You seem to be very into being a blackout team.
Oh, yes. No, the team goes way back. We've been doing this for ages. We all went to school together, and after we finished undergrad, we're like, you know what, let's just keep a good thing going. Stay together.
Do you all think this is the energy we present to people?
No.
No.
If you're looking closely, actually, when you give that to Kettle,
Yeah.
Kettle is in formation right behind Terra Signore.
Amazing.
And it's just
Terra
like a,
Sonora. It's
Terra
a bad
Sonora.
wine.
just like it's very casual, and
We
he's
have the
just holding.
Terra
Yeah, that's table wine. It's a red blend.
Yes, Kettle.
You've assumed Sorry. into the geese formation.
Oh, are you cloud strifing right now?
Quack, quack,
Quack.
It's a full flying V.
Yeah.
Kettle, it is so good to see you again. Oh, Yasmin will be over the moon. Do you mind if we walk with you back to town?
That should be fine, right?
Great.
I think, yeah. What do you want them to come with us?
Yes, of course, of course.
Okay.
I have a few questions.
Yeah, go for it.
Questions. Why are you here?
Oh, we were here to get rid of this whole dealie over here, the seed pod kind of deal.
Oh, and you just coincidentally ran into Kettle.
Well, we weren't planning to.
How did you know that it was here?
oh, we have our own intelligence, which we can talk about all you'd like. I'm a very open book, this kind of thing. And Tanburn did mention that any friends of Kettle, friends of mine.
Can you be an
He
open
said that?
book about secret intelligence?
With us,
With
you
the right
can.
people.
You definitely can. You can definitely tell us every single secret you know.
I like them. I don't know.
All of them?
I look at
We are a
all of
package deal.
I look at all of the cadets and I go like this.
In a blackout team kind of way?
And they
Or
go-
like a regular way?
Oh,
One is like,
they just seem.
Too forward. I don't like that one.
I don't know.
he sulks.
They just seem fine. They seem like they like what they do. What they do is very unpleasant, it seems like, but what we do is very unpleasant.
Yes, very much.
Yeah,
Do you think Kettle's okay? He immediately went over there.
that's the thing. Does my Sage? Does my thing only allow me
Who
to
am I?
talk to? This is above game.
Huh?
Does my thing allow me to talk only to Silas, the thing that I ate? It's just between the two of us.
What
Was
thing
it a
you
spell?
gave? The spell.
Yeah, you gave a detect. It wasn't
bean.
detect thoughts. It was
was
a
a-
bean of communication.
Yeah, so temporarily I have I can put spells into a little bead.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
What
no,
spell did I give
It's
you?
gotta be
Was it-
detect thoughts.
It's been a
or-
couple
Message
weeks.
or anything, right?
No, because sendings would be really brave.
Honestly, it was 2 weeks ago. I have no idea what spell I gave you.
That's totally cool.
Hey,
we'll
chat,
say
what was
it can do it.
We'll say you
Honestly,
can do it.
chat,
Yeah.
what spell did I
Great.
give?
Cool.
Uh,
D&D 1 rules. You
So
can do it.
I go like.
Honestly, yeah, it's a postcard. It's all you
Ooh,
need.
baby, it's loosey goosey now. So I do the fingers to my temple, and I look at Kettle. I go, Kettle, don't get weirded out. It's just me. Hi, are you genuinely okay, or were you pretending to be okay because you're worried? I don't know how you can answer me. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Telepathic bond.
If things are genuinely cool,
That's it.
if things are genuinely cool, give me a little wink. If things are not cool, give me a little shoulder shimmy. All right.
I can only do one with the other.
I was watching Xander be like, "Can
Don't
I wink
move the
without?
shoulders."
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
I wink without like a flirty little shoulder? I don't know if I can."
Your guess is as good as mine.
Better than that.
What is wrong with Kettle's face?
Morse
It's a lie.
code.
I gave you Rary's telepathic bond, which is a telepathic link of up to 8 willing creatures.
Oh, wow.
You
Talk
talk
about
for
us.
2 people. Why can't we all talk into each other's
It's a group
brains?
chat. It can be
you
a group
make
chat.
Did you make it a group chat?
Yeah, I made it a group chat. D&D 1 rules.
Oh no.
No, we can't.
It's not D&D rules. It's
By the
different.
way, as this is all happening now, we actually have a confessional for Kai.
Oh.
Confessional.
Okay,
Count us in.
professional.
Hmm. Tell us about that soldier that was.
Now I've seen a lot of wet work teams in my day, and yeah, they all beg. That's part of it. There's something very weird about this group, and it's not just that one soldier in the back that's like a little too forward. I'm worried about. Don't finger gun me. I will kill you. I will kill you. I'm in a confessional right now. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me right now?
You did say wet
Is
team.
the bond? Is the bond?
Group chat, baby.
Is the group chat on?
Oh, yes.
Hi.
Hi, Kai.
Hey. Oh, this is weird. I'm having an aside, but with an audience.
I made them close their eyes, so it's more privacy.
Thank you.
I think I can hear better with my eyes closed.
Okay.
Then open them. Leave it alone.
Hey, all of you kids, get off the line if you don't need to use it.
Oh, sorry. Effie does. You just hear 6 clicks.
Well, anyway, I'm worried about whatever. Meow meow. The world's worst confessional.
She used her minutes.
It's been too long
They
since we
rolled
were
over.
together. No one's allowed to be by themselves.
Yeah.
The Blackout team hikes with you
step
all
forward,
back
goes
to the
down.
island the way you came. Sharing snacks and showing you little wallet-sized drawings of their families.
Oh.
You hear the hiss of a bottle opening behind you. Anybody want a fantasy Zima?
Those are really
Zemo.
good.
Are those
Sound
real?
effect.
Oh, thank you. I practice.
I
Yeah.
didn't know they still made a fantasy Zima.
What's a
Yeah.
Keep that away from me.
We bought them in bulk back in the day.
Oh, yeah. No bubbles for you,
No
sweetheart.
bubble.
I do like to carbonate you a lot.
Yeah. I don't want Thema body.
Effie, you should try it.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Well, all right.
Okay, yeah.
You just hear me giggling across the telepathic bond like, oh no, she's good at drinking.
I would, but I hung up.
Oh no!
I drink it. I don't know what it does.
What?
I don't know what it does.
It's just a fun beverage.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like a little alcoholic fun beverage.
It's hard seltzer.
Yeah, it's sweet.
There's really if it
bad,
was
though.
It's a
bad.
cooler.
Also, for sure, Effie's first alcohol.
yeah, I was gonna ask.
Oh!
If it was a fantasy Smirnoff Ice, you would have to like take a knee.
Right.
Yeah.
But because it's a fantasy Zima, you just sort of drink it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hydrating, honestly.
I don't think
Not
that's
really
true.
alcohol,
That's
no.
true at all.
It's all that I drink.
It's not.
You should not.
I have
do
a lot of
that.
kidney stones.
Yeah.
What? Do we know
Also
what
the-
these are?
also
What
the
is
flirty
level of
guy.
medicine here?
Magic.
I'm fairly certain I would know.
Yeah, you definitely know.
We've all seen a kidney or two in our time.
Please, who hasn't?
Also, how old are you? Did I just give a minor alcohol?
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay, but how old are you? Personal question.
Oh wow.
When you say it like that.
That's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of ease. Yeah,
There's been a lot of time.
it's a little confusing. I was two different ages.
Oh.
I don't
So
think you get to add them together though.
Oh, well, that would have been much higher than 20.
Yeah.
23-ish.
Are you taking the average?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, you guys, the group's gotten
you-
so big.
Ah.
Oh, sorry.
Whose turn is it?
Hey, no, hey, why does it have to be a turn? Why can't I just like hang out for a while?
What
thank
is
you,
your
Nazima.
deal this time?
Huh?
What is your goal?
My goal?
What do you want from life right now?
I kind of just want to hang out and have a Zima with
There's
my
no,
friends.
do better. Make a goal.
I
What
want
do
to
you
save the
do?
world.
Oh!
From what?
Oh boy,
Yeah, what do you know, guy?
there's
What
so
do you
many
know?
enigmatic and incredible threats out there that only I can prevent by not being killed.
What are you, Smoking the Bear?
Only you can prevent Spring Awakening. That's a play.
That's actually just a musical.
I cast Blight.
Oh, beans. How much? What is this fucking episode?
What episode?
How much damage is that? Can you roll it for me? Is it a save?
Is he a plant-based creature?
He's
Yes?
not. He's oil based.
Then it's a save. It's a dex save.
Okay,
Oil based.
whatever. It's not.
Okay. I think it's
Doesn't matter.
8. It's 8d8. So,
You're gonna have to roll the whole thing for me.
oh really?
You use
Okay,
blight, you
cool.
roll blight.
All right, fair enough.
Good.
I'm so used to having
Awesome.
plants. Nah, I'm good.
Good.
Do you want to empty one of those entirely? Okay.
Shut the fuck up that day.
How are you filling up 2 dice trays now?
20, 32.
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of points.
Well,
Bye, guy. We'll see you next time.
I have a few HP, so this is gonna suck.
Oh.
Describe your blight to me as you blight the boy.
He's real oily, right? So I'm gonna.
He's gotten more oily lately.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. So I'm just gonna take a bottle of water and just shake it up. I'm never doing that motion again.
That's my thing.
Low. It was finally.
Which helps.
Why is that?
You can't hide from
I don't
yourself.
think it was on camera.
Who knows?
Chat will tell us.
You know what? No, it's more like a cat, like getting him away from the kitchen table. I'm just gonna spray him until he goes away.
Ah! He fizzles away.
Okay.
Ew.
I'm just trying to sell it, you guys, however I can.
Are
Hey,
you dead?
Get out of here.
I'll see you in a minute. There's like 5 of me. I mean,
God.
Oh,
Quick
okay.
check-in.
Yes.
Are you having a weird one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm having a weird one.
I'm having a weird one.
speaking of weird ones,
A weird one.
was
This
a
is a weird
bird.
drink.
No, keep
Very
drinking
recently.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's not forget about that. Yeah. It's been
Maybe
a
we're
weird
just
one
getting
forever.
unbirded right now.
Yeah. You were a guy.
Yeah, you
I
were.
was a guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what the one
Oh, we
thing
know
that I
how to
liked about being
die.
a guy was?
What?
Having ears. If I had ears all the time, I would give myself a little earring in my right earlobe.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either. I was along
I
for the
for
ride.
sure did. I was like, yes, good.
I did not. on Earling.
Speaking
You know
of
that book that they make you read? The Earling?
in response to this whole wild situation that we're in, we have a confessional from Effie.
Oh.
It's been so long since we haven't.
She's turned up on
Come see.
Zima. Let's go.
Oh yeah, one Zima in. Who do you think is gonna get drunkest at the party?
I'm Effie, and I think that the new lady, Christina Aguilera, is gonna be drunkest tonight. But really, it has been a kind of weird day, I suppose. I think Klulik might be right. It's very strange, and I don't know if I trust these people. And usually, I kind of trust everyone, which is a little strange. I think the influence of my friends might be wearing off on me, which is probably a good thing. It's probably safe that they do that, because they put themselves in danger, and usually I wasn't in danger. And now I'm in danger all the time, which is new and interesting and lovely, and it's perfect and scary and terrifying and very bad at the same time. But that's okay, I think. I also think, you know what? I think I might have been a little bit of a troublemaker for the last 24 hours. I think I might have. Can they still hear me?
No, go on. You're alone.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, everyone. I didn't mean to be listening.
Yeah, you gotta
Speaking
push
of
the
group chat.
speaker button.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, but I think that's a little bit of a stinker. I think that Kai has fun ideas sometimes, and it's just she's.
I mean, you're by yourself.
I'm sorry. Let me be quiet because I think it's on speaker. they're also very cool and pretty, so sometimes they have bad ideas, and I go sure. Anyways, meow.
Meanwhile, as you all walk through the forest, the wood that has now seemed to decrease slightly in that magical, pervading presence, but the fog, the mist here, has not really abated. Sure, the woods are less directly antagonistic, but there is still that element of mystery, of magic here. The chirping of curses in the trees, the scuttling of curses along the floor.
Too many curses.
The chirping of curses short-circuited my brain.
What a sentence to say.
I know, that was great.
That's
That
a
was
tongue
so
twister.
good.
They got a couple
You're an
names in
actor,
there.
actor.
The hollering, the howling, the barking of curses on the mountaintops and amongst the various glades and rivers. That said, though, something else also comes over that noise, that minor din in the backdrop of this natural place. You hear the sound of what could be described as bongos. As you make your way through. They draw closer as you walk, almost as though, why? I don't
You
like-
said the
I'll
bongos.
trust it.
They draw nearer as you walk, or perhaps you draw nearer to them, until you notice that as you've traveled this path, just alongside the road there is a pair of bongos with acorns dropping on them, simulating a beat. Looking up, two cursed squirrels seem to be throwing nuts at the bongos in rhythm to draw your attention to them.
Oh yeah,
This
get
is
down.
It's weird. The more I drink of this, the more I feel like dancing.
Dance with me.
Absolutely.
Twirl.
Oh my goodness. And she definitely fumbles a little bit on the twirl and comes back in.
Kettle starts climbing up the tree.
This is the best curse that's ever happened.
Why are you climbing the tree, Kettle?
I'm gonna take a look at the squirrel. I'm gonna go out on the branch.
Yeah, roll me. I want to get let's get an acrobatics check because that's fun.
Okay.
Can he have advantage of us
Oh.
spotting him under
Yeah, of course.
Ooh, good. I'll need it. Oh, okay. And
We also
I'll
have a
take
few rerolls.
the bardic inspiration too. Is D8?
It's a D10 and roll it twice to take the higher.
Yeah, definitely use the bardic on this.
Of course.
Yeah. A 10.
Yay.
Okay, so that is 24 total.
Yeah, you climb a tree to see squirrels.
Yeah, you climb through some squirrels.
So I want to
think
sneak
about
up behind one of them that's dropping the acorns,
Okay.
right? And I'm going to grab it.
Yeah, it feels.
No, the beat.
It feels. Now, I will say the squirrels have stopped dropping acorns once you've approached,
Oh.
and they're sort of gesturing down at the bongos, like presenting the bongos.
I keep going.
This is a tropical island, right?
Yes. Well,
So
no.
Is there an oak tree?
It's an island.
Ooh.
Oh, to be clear, so
Gotcha.
we established this in the last episode.
Go.
So the coastal areas are tropical, but the inland is more like continental climate.
It's a
And it-
SimCity situation.
Gotcha.
It's very like borderline Pacific Northwest as you go further into the island.
Wild.
Yeah.
What a terrible beach episode. Okay, it was drafty the whole
The,
time.
the first like quarter mile of the island is very kind of beachy, and then just like Oregon,
So now
Okay,
we're
so
just
now we're
playing
Dakota music
bongos.
video.
in-
bongos in the woods. Yeah.
A lot of them do.
Okay, however, you do grab a squirrel,
I got one.
and you do feel it feels almost not quite, but borderline incorporeal in your hand. It is not like a normal fleshy creature. It has almost like a wispiness to it, an energy to it.
Oh.
It starts
What you
squeaking.
doing? What you doing? Hands, what you doing?
It might be magical.
Is the squirrel into it?
What?
That was
Okay.
a 1! You get bit.
Ah.
And in fact, it inflicts a curse upon you.
Oh.
Because we had one more to do from the other episode.
Yay!
did
Was
it.
it the magical curse of music and
Ooh.
bongos?
Oh, I was gonna carbonate him.
Do it!
Oh, Philly.
Make him a spigot again.
It's like someone.
Spigot again.
The magical curse of music is my favorite Rogers and Hammerstein.
It's like at the point of the nibble. It's like someone dropped an Alka-Seltzer into you, and you just begin to plop plop fizz fizz.
No.
It's not a relief.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, you might want to catch him.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall.
I feel like though you kind of fizzy lifting drink down a little bit. Yeah, like a leaf on the wind.
Oh.
Chase him down.
I'm just here to upset chat as many times as possible.
I'm just having a weird one.
I'm the Vima now.
Hey, Clulick.
Yeah.
When we would all play music on the full moods, and I was a drum, and Dazzle played the shell.
Yeah.
I was a drum.
Do you want to be a drum again?
No, it just reminded me of it, and you're the only person I can talk to about that stuff now.
Oh yeah. It's so weird. Everybody's new.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk away.
And the squirrel like,
Oh no, it's a nice memory. It's a nice memory.
I know, but I want to let you have it.
I'm happy to share it. It's just
That's okay. You keep this one.
Okay. Even that was a little weird.
everything's a little weird
Everything's
today.
a little weird today.
Effie's trying to drink me.
I cast summon straw.
we have kettle on tap.
Kettle, save the turtles.
Summon straw.
Save the
It's one of the new
turtles.
spells that you'll find in D&D 1.
We're all gonna say D&D 1 all day and not one D&D 2.
Yeah, because that's the new rules.
Yeah.
Summon straw. Okay. You do see though, as the other ungrabbed squirrel runs down, and has moved over to the bongos and is like doing a little hand thing, and then like up to you guys, like.
Do you want uppies or do you need one of us? to
Ella,
take?
would you like these bongos?
Would anyone else? Does anyone else
Bongos
want
up for grabs.
Ella, take the bongos. See how they feel.
All right. I just like pick up the. Well, you were playing them, weren't you?
Yes, and then I stopped because I was talking. It's off and on. We're all dancing. We're all having fun.
Are they two like hand
Is it the-
bongos? Or,
There's
like,
two like
big-
connected.
Or like the
two
tall
little guys.
Yeah, the conga.
Yeah,
Whoa,
like a
what do
Donkey
you want?
Konga.
Like a Donkey Kong.
Like
I
a
imagine
Donkey
two
Konga
little
set.
guys like connected together.
Sure. Sure.
One's
That.
bigger than the other, so you have two sounds.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
However, you now have in your hands the longo bongos. Because I have to make all of these rhyme.
No.
It's the best I got. What it can do, however, is once played, gives you a one-time use action surge that you can then use during your next encounter. It does not expire, but you can only have one ready at a time per long rest.
That's pretty good.
Is this a useless musical item?
None of them are useless. That's my secret.
My violin makes people piss.
Which, by the way, is still my favorite item I've ever given out.
Honestly, that's a really good item.
Yeah, I was just reminding
Oh,
you.
okay.
Do you think I was complaining?
Oh no, it's because he said none of them are
You
useless.
look back at her in that moment and she's strapped up. And
Oh,
staring
shit.
Because you said none of them are useless.
It's
and then you
already
went-
a weird day for him. Give him a break.
Listen, I don't want to get too deep into this, but half the time I don't know when I'm going anyway. I'm a bird.
I know I should have made him go when he was a guy.
The sun.
But Poppy stopped me.
The poppy stoppy.
We did call it the poppy stopping.
It's when you get the poppy stoppy.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The sun
This is a
dips
weird
below the horizon as you make your way back into the view of billowing fire pits of the town on the island of Kursenic. There's quite some activity here as you arrive back, as it appears quite a feast is being prepared. Even the curses have donned little chef hats and are darting about in assistance.
I'm gonna
with
get
meal
one.
Preparation.
This
It's never gonna work out
As
for
Kettle
you.
goes to wring out more animals.
Bring out an acidic one to
Bring
balance
out your
yourself
dead.
out.
Yeah.
His ability to learn nothing is astounding.
Great pillars of fragrant smoke
Fits right in with the
plume
rest of us.
along easterly winds, carrying on them scents of roasted meats, cruciferous vegetables, charred allium, sweet roots, briny sea tuile, sourdoughs baked of winter wheat and rye, and the tart tang of pickled peppers, artichokes, mushrooms, and tomatoes. Silas, complete with a little baker's apron and chef's hat, and Gert, notice you approach and join you with Gert interpreting.
This is a lovely look. This is great.
Oh, thank you. I've been wearing this. It's the only thing I had with me after the wreck, so it's like a little bit of home.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Look at
Oh,
you all domestic.
How'd the adventure go?
Weird.
I see you guys got some
This is the
company out there.
blackout team.
Blackout. Okay. Okay. We blacking out.
They apparently we might be blacking out.
Duffy is.
Who's been giving her more
Wait,
Zima?
yeah,
Is that a
that's
Zima?
full. That's a full one.
That you look back and that one
I had to go.
soldier is just like
The soldier turns around,
Fiddle.
reveling his pack is just a cooler.
You have to stop giving.
he has
you
one of
gotta-
those
okay,
messenger
pace
bags
yourself,
that's like
sweetheart.
lined.
Also, this is Kisan. He's here too.
Hell yeah.
He's fine.
I guess.
We'll find out. We'll find out. They're also probably fine. We'll find out. So, what?
We think we took care of whatever was making the bad energy go out of control.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, good.
Crystallis
definitely
is
did that.
toast.
Okay, that's good news.
So hopefully now it'll just be a regular cursed island again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it still feels like the island's kind of weird, so maybe that's not what was doing it.
Yeah. Well, Gert, is it always cursed and then it got more cursed, or is it was never cursed and then it was cursed a lot?
been cursed since the day I got here.
Okay.
I think it was probably just infiltrated with a little more spring in the curse.
Just getting worse. Was
more
it?
violent.
Was the curse worse?
Yeah.
Great. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I set him up, you knock him down.
I went through a few words in my head. None of them seemed to fit, so I just want to move on.
That's all right.
Right. Well,
Oh.
I'm going to go check the map.
Okay.
Well, we all have dinner ready, and your new friends are
Come
welcome to
with
join as well if
me.
they'd like to.
Sure. Blackout
Also,
team, do you have any dietary issues that we need to know about?
Yeah, I got a thing with dairy, but if I take a pill, it's not too bad.
All right.
They make pills for dolls. You need pills in a world that has magic. Wild.
Don't at me.
Fascinating.
Do
Not
you
everyone
have-
has magic.
Do you have a magic spell that gives you resistance to dairy?
She starts flipping through her book. I think I can come up with one. Just give me a few minutes. I'm gonna go check the map.
But there's
Also-
already a pill. He has it.
Yes.
I-
Oh, I thought it. Oh, right. Well, it just be a moment. I just want to check it, not in front of Mom.
Oh, good call. Good call.
If I were you, I'd nab some of the hors d'oeuvres while you can. We ended up having a lot fewer truffles and more cats than I expected, so
Oh, I
we're
forgot.
a little short on the truffled liver pate.
Yeah.
I got you.
No pate.
No bad day.
They're so good.
Oh no.
What?
I could have done that in one bite. That was unnecessary.
It's a weird one.
I have a very tiny mouth.
I want to
Kulik sits down next to Kettle at dinner. And is like, so do you know the Blackout team, or do they just know you?
Well, they're sort of my employers.
Oh, I had no idea you were gainfully employed.
Well, yes. I mean, they gave me purpose. I'm seeking out the spring, eliminating it.
Oh, so this has been a work trip.
I just didn't realize they would be in this territory as well, but it means we're on the right track.
Oh,
Also, I can't eat this stuff. I'm full.
Are they paying you, sweetheart, when you say you work for them, or?
Oh, well, it's paying me in a purpose I was created for.
Never
No,
work
no.
for experience.
I need the
Okay?
exposure.
No, it's not exposure. No, they should be paying you.
Just affects
On
my
that-
opinion of them.
we
all.
have a confessional for Kison.
No.
He's here too.
Count me in.
I forgot it's Nasik backwards.
Yeah.
I forgot until you said
Right. So, I'm kind of the new guy here, and I know that I didn't really come off all that great in my first introduction, so I'm kind of just trying to keep a low profile for right now.
Oh no.
This character is mostly an excuse to try out this accent, but
Love
anyway,
it.
listen. While I'm here, though, it is important that I do try my best to understand what's going on. This is, as we talked about last time. We go way back, you and me. This is unprecedented. The Lord of Spring should not be able to do these things, and certainly not enter Boros physically if that is his goal. So, while I will do my best to hopefully win over some new friends and to pitch in and help with the cause as much as I can, I also have a few of my own questions to answer. So, we've also got a confessional for the Gimp Orc, and I'm sure that one's much more interesting for all you. So we'll get to that in a minute. Meow meow.
Sorry,
Isn't
I
the
didn't mean
Gimp
that. Oh,
Orc
sorry.
dead? No.
Oh. Am I crazy? No, you might be right.
I don't.
Keep going. Keep going. This isn't a buff game.
No, this is weird.
I accidentally left Keystone in the group chat.
No.
Yeah, we all heard it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No,
Oh,
it's okay.
beans.
It's actually painted you in an okay light.
Yeah,
Uh,
honestly,
oh,
you
thank
really
you.
didn't say anything.
I didn't say a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more.
But I like that you're practicing your accent. I did the same.
Thank you. Yeah, still getting the hang of it.
That's not your natural accent.
No, but I don't know how to not do it anymore.
So now it is your natural
Yes,
accent.
it's a fake accent.
Wow.
It's kind of like if you've been in a place for too long, you start incorporating the language.
We call it paltrowing where I'm from.
What is paltrow?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, various of the townsfolk work their way around the ovens and larders where food has been prepared and set out in volume, each with their own little dishes they bring and fill up. They all find random spots about the town or even on the ground to sit, dine, and commune. As far as all of you, sounds like we have a couple people who broke off to have a look at the map.
Real
Yes.
quick.
Is that right?
Step
Okay.
away for a sec.
Just
And-
away from the blackout team, just in case.
Sure. And the rest of you are also just kind of like just grabbing some food, chilling,
Yeah.
kicking back.
I'm grabbing canapes and hors d'oeuvres for the map squad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll pull some baked goods out of my basket and share with whoever's around.
Kettle's keeping close to Terra Signore.
We got it.
You got it.
Terra Signore Aguilera.
Yes.
Oh, beans. We'll do map squad first. So, Poppy,
Yes.
you're checking the map. Shimmy stands best laid plans, if I recall. What are you looking for? What's up?
Well, originally it was sort of glowing this island as a possible destination, and then when it was where we were headed, it sort of became the map's main location.
Right.
And I believe we've already hit 2 of the destinations. I guess I want to see what it is telling us is our next path.
Yeah, so your map of plot exposition.
I'm giving you rails, my friend.
Oh,
Tell us
man.
where to go.
Oh, don't worry. The rails showed up in black gear earlier.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we definitely been paying a lot of attention to him too, uh-huh.
Too easy.
Watch
your words.
No.
I like doing things on my own. I'm an independent fae.
So you check the map, and it has zoomed in mostly to this island of Kursenic, but you see there's
Yes.
a bit of the coastline. There's a bit of the coastline on of Tarif also visible
Yeah.
in this southwesterly area.
Can you hold this? Okay. Keep
What
going.
it looks like, the next point of interest it seems to indicate on the map is actually where you are right now. Whatever you're meant to find, whatever the next stage of your essential journey is, it appears to be with you or near you.
So we can't leave yet.
Oh, we cannot leave. Or we can, and it will follow.
I will say, though, the next thing you see,
Yes.
visible on the coast of Tariv, is another city in the southwest bordered by mountains, cut off from the rest of the continent.
On this island as well?
Just across back to the mainland.
Oh,
Okay. So
that's interesting. There's a hidden city. Thank you.
do you think that we've successfully kind of like purged the Fae from this area? Or do you think maybe the map is saying not yet?
It doesn't seem to be. Last time the sort of X marks the spot, as it were, was the whole island. And now it's just with us.
Huh.
So maybe it's just. Because it's not exactly telling us. I don't. From what I remember. Do I still have Murray's glasses?
Yeah, you do.
From what I remember, what I put in as instructions wasn't necessarily tell us where the bad things were, but what we should do.
Oh.
So I think we just have something important we still need to do here.
Then maybe what we really need to do is all to stay together.
Yeah. Maybe we're supposed to have dinner.
Right.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Oh, so
How many of the things on the plate have once been like cats?
detect magic.
Just truffles.
I
Only
didn't grab anything with truffles.
Okay, only the truffles are ex-cats. So,
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
So
sorry,
wait,
former
I don't know,
cats,
how
whatever.
hungry do you
I don't like any of it.
Hungry?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah, you might have to.
The Black team's also pulling down their gear just enough to, like, get little hors d'oeuvres in there.
So, Terra Sonora, so
Hey.
what's the... I feel like, the whole time, Ella's been just trying to, like, engage them in, like, small talk and conversation
Yeah.
and just see what comes out. To also kind of take some attention away from Kettle while, like, these conversations were kind of happening. So what was, like, the last mission that you all went on?
The last mission we did. Those things tend to be pretty confidential.
You just said Annie for you
No,
gave
I
me
thought
your
we talked about
all
that.
of all of your secrets.
You know what? I'm half a Zima in. Let's get ready. Okay. The last mission we did was infiltrating some of the spring sympathetic spies in the Dragonborn cities to the south. We'd learned that Dew had actually placed a few informants in there, and they were feeding him intel and mucking things up for the Dragonborn to turn essential elements in their government against the whole movement against spring. So we had to go in and sort of like polish that off a little bit.
Hey, you ever go in anywhere and I don't know, just like blow things up?
Not usually, no. We're more like, we're not the blunt instrument, right? We're the scalpel. We're the precision tool, is
Okay.
kind of the idea.
All right.
Are you talking about the explosion that did happen in Kalangua?
Yeah, the one that took up the better part of a sixth of the floor.
Yeah, classic.
Are you familiar with that?
We heard about it.
9:36.
As we understand, that was also Fae in origin, actually, though.
What do you mean?
Well, we are... Listen, you guys got me talking. Look at you. Well,
You literally
we...
said you're an open book.
It's
Yeah.
true, you got me, and I'm a woman of my
some
word.
of
Friend
Zima,
of Kettle is a friend of
apparently.
ours.
It's true, and honestly, I already love all of you. You're great. We understand that it was the Fae of Autumn who seemed to be kind of involved in that, but because it's not really within our purview, we just kind of let that be what it is.
Fair enough.
So your purview is spring specifically.
Currently, because of all the hinky bullshit going on.
Who do you black out for?
Tanburn.
Mr. Tanburn, of course.
Now, who is Mr. Tanburn?
Papa.
Oh my god. Well, he is the head of the Tanburn family, one of the more influential families in Delta's Mutant Imperia here in, Tarif. Does lots of weird sciencey shit.
Yeah,
But
apparently.
that's not really I don't really care about that.
So he does weird sciencey shit and also has a blackout squad.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, once in a while, someone's got to get got a little bit. And that's what we do.
Huh.
Sometimes people do gotta get got, I guess.
I mean, I can't.
We're all
really
multi-talented, though. We have a string quartet.
Weird question. Does Kettle have any siblings?
You said 918S.
Judge.
I didn't.
Nope.
You said
218.
something S. Something
You
18.
said number, letter,
218S.
There it is, yeah.
So are there other kettles?
Oh,
Are there 217 other
we're
kettles?
really getting into some sticky
Raise your hand
territory
if
here.
Raise your hand if you're a construct. Not.
None of them
I
do.
almost raised
Yeah.
my hand.
Listen, Tanburn's work has gone through a lot of iterations, and there have been a lot of versions of the wonderful individual we now know as Kettle in the past that didn't quite pan out.
I'm a virgin?
You are, and you are the best.
You want to
one.
enunciate that, bud.
in all possible ways, you are the best one.
Wow.
The only one that matters.
Has there been one after?
No.
Okay.
And what was the purpose?
The purpose
Eliminate spring.
was to eliminate spring.
Yes, I know what you think your purpose is. What was the purpose?
That's what it is. He
What?
was an elite commando whose job is to eliminate spring at any cost by any means necessary.
Insight check.
Anyone?
Yeah.
One for the table.
Sure, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll split one.
If I get an insight check, will you eat some?
I know.
I'm not
you'll
very
eat some.
good at it.
Nothing.
How
23.
did this happen? I rolled double
23.
digits.
Are we getting multiple rolls here for
Yes.
insight?
Ignore me.
Okay.
I'm just double checking this while also trying to just like stealth
Also
via telepathy.
23.
Nice.
What?
Telepathic bond just to you like,
Oh.
hey, if they're just
18 to you.
if they're just collecting the check, they're not gonna know. And if they know more, they're not gonna say.
You pick up that she knows more and is not gonna say.
See, it's the like I really want to see what happens when the smiley part goes away.
More specifically, she seems to have gone off of what Kettle said he was.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I was like,
But the thing is, you can tell
want me to
that
find
is where
out?
the truth is coming from.
How many of them are there?
And I insight checked Kettle with an 18.
18? Okay, and
Okay.
that did beat me. So I will say that the response that Kettle gave was almost like an automatic
Yeah.
response to the prompt of like,
Yeah.
what is your purpose? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Kettle's out here reciting his baseline. I love this.
Yeah.
But Kettle himself doesn't seem to be aware of what's happening.
Got it. Not flustered or anything.
No,
just
no.
very.
This is what I am.
Yeah.
How
Cool.
badly do you want to know?
Pretty badly.
Cool.
Are we
I'm
gonna-
setting my I just want to set an intention to seduce Sonora.
I did not realize what I was asking
Tara,
for.
Sonora, Galar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Table
Oh,
line.
thank goodness. That,
Okay.
I'm good with that. I thought for a second that you were going to do the creepy thoughts thing in the middle of dinner, and I was like, it's not here,
Also
not
thought
now.
it was going to be fun.
You guys, I'm a
this one.
good spy.
No, you're a great spy.
I thought that was going to be cool. So
But-
I don't know.
But lately, you've been leaning on the get into people's thoughts.
Cause she's good
Yeah,
at it.
because it's easy and I don't have to kill 18 people when that goes bad.
Nobody has to kill anybody.
We could.
We could. Let's put a
Your
pin in
love
that.
affairs, you
Meanwhile-
have to kill 18 people. I want to do a couple of little.
It's been.
Okay,
Oh,
you can
I
and you
have
will.
stories.
And
Okay.
it'll be awesome,
Hey,
but
this
you
is
find
Yeah,
something
it's
first.
Sonora.
Okay, I find something.
As you polish off Azima, you know
What does the Zima count for the night?
Roll
what
it.
is your Zima count?
Roll a d4. How many have you had?
Zimas.
Okay,
Three
I'll roll the
sounds
d4.
low.
Does it? You want me to roll a
For
d6?
Effie?
I want to
D6.
say
One
D6.
turned up on a half of one.
That's a 6,
Six.
baby.
Whoa!
6
It's only
Zima.
been like an hour.
Yeah, but that won't do a whole lot to you.
I
No.
think the sugar is hitting her more than the
30-pound Effie.
But zoomies.
Klulik just over the line is just like, hey, buddy,
Hello.
are you having a good time? We might want to slow down just a little bit on the Zimas so you don't get a headache later, huh?
I was told this was going to be very fun, and it is.
Great. But
You were right. You said I should do it.
Yes, but if you keep going, it's gonna stop being fun soon.
This is a good level.
Yeah, you're at a good. You want to maintain this. Is what
Ride
you
the
want to do.
electricity.
She might already be past that, honestly.
Okay.
This is the stuff that we start to call diminishing returns
Yeah.
with stuff like this.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. Yes. No. I can run the numbers on that.
No, Klulik has a feeling she's
yes.
way past that, but is just trying not to.
We are out of seamless.
Weird.
Don't pee. It's gonna start a whole thing.
Okay. I found something.
Yes. Oh look.
Look,
in the last Zima bottle you just finished off here, and this is requested specifically by chat, mind you. You discover that it has little holes along the top end of it, and a little wind instrument-like protrusion from the bottom.
Instrument, if you will.
And you realize you're holding a useless musical item known as the Coddle Bottle, which has the ability to bring warmth and calm and confidence to anyone you choose to inspire with such feelings.
So, like, can I do it once, or what's the deal with that?
I'll give it once a short rest. You can repeat that, yeah.
It only plays the penny whistle solo for My Heart Will Go On.
But for a single target.
Okay, great. And how do I? It's by playing it.
However you choose to, yes.
Okay.
It's like a little.
Yeah.
You know, like a little.
Yeah.
Wait, is it side saddle or down the barrel?
Technical
question.
musical terms.
The French word?
You know what? For the sake of the visuals on camera, I'm gonna say side.
A wise
For the sake
choice.
of not doing this all night.
There you go.
You know?
There you go. Oh, no.
As Vince rethinks his wind instrument list here. Beautiful. Klulik.
Hi.
Silas comes over, standing just at your shoulder as you've all kind of been discussing various things here with Gert and Toe. The cool, calm night around you.
Toe is the
Gert and Toe.
grossest band name.
First name, last name.
The cool, calm night is punctuated by light chatter throughout the village, the crackling of the great fires, and the occasional chirping of curses in the trees. So I wanted to talk to you a little if you have a minute.
Of course.
Just for like a little like over here,
Yeah,
little sidebar
sure.
thing. Okay.
Excuse me, everybody.
And he leads you over to like the other side of the village circle area here. Sits down on a log with his plate.
The village circle area here is lovely.
I know.
This is one of the best village circle areas.
This
I've
is
ever
my
seen.
favorite village circle area.
Yeah,
and I've seen a lot.
I know,
A lot
me
of village
too.
circle areas out there.
It's a good one.
This one's got it's got an area to it.
Yeah. I could see how you could become comfortable here.
Boy, it really has been a while though, hasn't it?
In a year.
Yeah, and I know at the same time it kind of feels like it's been less time because I've known you for so long, but so much has happened. It feels like it's been so much longer.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I have to say, I've definitely felt the whole year, for sure.
And you've made a lot of really great friends here since you've been traveling. They all seem really cool.
Yeah, they're good. They're very good. It's interesting not having a lot of the people that I used to travel with.
Yeah.
But this new group is good.
But I'm glad that you're still fighting for something that you care about. You're fighting the good fight. You're adventuring, and you seem to enjoy it. You're good at it.
Thank you. To be honest, I was having a really great time just sort of watching over the fledglings and there's not really an order anymore, but sort of just watching over everybody and having a kind of a quieter life. But then, the fledglings kind of left, and, Dazzle and Ella came, and Murray passed, and...
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was tough. But, so when they had something to do, I went for something to do, but honestly, I'm kind of just missing being back at home.
Well, wow. Because I wanted to tell you, I do want you to know that I never did stop thinking about what we talked about before, back when...
Like how a horse would wear jeans?
It's never left my mind for a moment.
Like if a horse was going to wear jeans.
Is it
not
like
a centaur,
up
like
to
a
mid-thigh
horse.
on all legs,
Right.
or up over the ass of just the back legs?
It's so crazy to think about.
We have a row of horses in the back that we've been testing this on, but that's
We'll look later.
another day.
I'm so excited to see.
But when we were talking about what we do after the war ended and the tea shop, the fledglings, that simple life.
Oh, I accidentally started a tea shop.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
So you already kind of like did that.
I kind of did it, but listen, I still want to do it. It's like, it sort of happened accidentally, because everybody makes really garbage tea.
Yeah, no, they do. It's just hot leaf water.
It's just hot leaf water all the way down. So I was the only one that was making good tea. So, and you know, it gave me something to do during the day, but I would love to go back. You should, okay, here's what we should do. Number 1, check out these horse pants. Number 2, go home and I can show you the tea shop.
And you see, even as Silas, while this might feel like such a casual revelation to you, a very casual thing to express, he seems so taken by it, as if he wasn't sure this is how the conversation would go. I don't want to, but I don't want it to be like I'm,
Silas,
not because of me, like I'm not making these choices for you, right?
Silas, you don't have to be here by yourself. You have a family. We're your family. We've been looking for you. It's not that we forgot about you or we didn't want you around. We couldn't find you. You can come home.
Yeah, I think I am ready to go home.
You're eating cats, man. It's time to come home.
Some of them still have the hair.
It's weird. Gert's cool, but he's weird. This whole island is weird.
Look, I know how Gert comes off, but honestly, when you get a couple Zimas in him, he's a really fun guy.
I mean, that's the same with everybody. We all enjoy Zima.
I know, it's a classic drink that's very a modern reference to making a show like this.
Is Zima paying us?
Zima doesn't exist anymore.
Gone.
We're starting a Zima.
But we're bringing it back.
The copyright was actually up, and we put the budget.
We
this
bought
time.
it.
Hey. I don't mean to brag, but
Our budget this
look
month
who's
was
the owner of
$7.
Zima.com.
So bad. Well then, I'll get my things together.
Okay. I want to be completely upfront. We gotta like fight and or kill one god, and then we can go home. There's like one god we probably have to kill and upset the natural balance of the universe. Hopefully not. But either way, we gotta resolve that and then tea shop. Horse pants first, either way.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, this is all the spring stuff, right?
It's all the spring stuff. It's a mess, man. It is a mess. I don't know how much you've seen on the island, but they're doing a lot of damage, and they've hurt a lot of people.
Here I was thinking one continent-spanning war, conflict, magical end of the world bullshit scenario was gonna be it.
I thought the same, and yet it's sort of like a fantasy Die Hard situation. Where it just, I don't want to do it, and then it's like, ring, ring, uh-oh, you're caught in another building.
Yeah.
Or plane. That's how diehards go. Ring, ring, you're stuck here now, motherfucker.
Safe in no buildings.
I'm too old for this.
Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, I think this will be my last night on the island. This is our first time back together again. I think we should celebrate. And, you know what that means?
Zimas?
I think it means that tonight better be a whole lot more than just a dinner. Hang on, I have an idea. And a mischievous smirk. A mischievous smirk comes over Silas's face as he darts into the night.
Yo, he straight disappeared.
Huh? Where are you?
You guys, I brought some friends. And you see as Guy walks
Oh
in
no,
the
he
town
became
circle.
Guy!
and astride.
I've never seen Silas and Guy at the same time.
Astride Guy's arms are the 3 fledglings who are entering the circle.
Clulick immediately fucking just punches him out and knocks him down. Get away from my kids, you son of a bitch!
We spawned together!
What?
What?
The audience! Oh no, wait, I shouldn't talk about that. Never mind.
Oh, what is this?
Is it coming out of your inside of your beak?
Yes.
Oh, there's a
You're
children.
bleeding.
I'm so porous.
The lower half of his jaw is pushed like out through the back of his neck.
Are those your kids?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's very distracting. It makes it very hard to look at the children.
Hey, Clulick!
Hey! Oh my gosh! Everybody, this is Huford, Duford, and Lewis.
Oh, is that what we're going with?
It's what we've always gone with before.
Hell yeah!
I don't understand what other names they could possibly have.
Buford, Duford, and Lewis. Well, hello. It's very nice to meet you all.
Hi, it's so good to meet you. It's so great to meet you. We've heard so many stories about
Where
you.
have you
Oh,
been?
no, you haven't. It's okay.
Oh.
I'm kind of new.
I'm sorry. Is that Zima?
Hey,
Absolutely
no,
not.
No.
Little Spoon comes running holding one. Little Spoon can have
Even
one.
He
younger.
gets one.
Yeah.
Little Spoon is a construct.
so little.
You're
Not
a
open.
child.
He's just holding
He
it.
likes the way it feels.
All right.
I also like the way
It's cold and
it
damp.
feels.
I want to interpose myself between the fledglings and Guy and just cast Shatter behind me to get rid of Guy discreetly.
My spine.
You don't need it.
What is?
I kick his Zima into the pile too.
He has
Get
a
rid of it.
spine? Yeah,
I
he got
did.
his bones back.
Bones back.
Yeah. So I'd say at that point, you see
maybe not anymore.
the paper mache and matchstick structure of his body start to kind of fray and come apart, and he just like crumbles onto the floor in like a guile, with
Yeah.
just his head still remaining.
Wow.
Head still.
I'm not all the way gone. Sorry.
Okay, not a problem. Shush.
Got a double tap. Okay.
I'm just gonna back up, pick up the head, and move back into the forest.
Oh, by the
Not
nostrils
for the
too.
children. Yeah.
Playing like a bowling ball.
Kids, where have you been?
It's a strike.
What have you been doing?
Honestly, we were just at home, like playing games and staying up late. We were doing our studies and
No.
other austere things.
But you. Wait a minute.
Is this one Alvin?
and then we just appeared here on the oily guy.
I hate everything about that story.
Oh. You're not the fledglings, are you?
We are the fledglings. Huford, Duford, and Lewis.
Oh. This is okay. This is something the island's
a
doing.
figment of your tortured mind. No, we're legit.
I thought, but you're done with your studies. You went off to live your lives.
Post-grad.
Are you taking a gap year?
How old are we?
Gap year?
Have we grown up that much?
Birds have short lifespans.
He was only there for 6 months.
Yeah, the birds were ready to go.
Birds are crazy.
Get
Birds
run
are
out of that
crazy.
nest.
we kind of go at our own
Grow up
pace.
really fast.
Yeah, I'm almost dead.
You keep saying that.
No, I don't. I don't even think about it.
Yeah, so we're
Spoon
in.
hands you the Zima. It's like, you need this more than I do, bud.
Yeah, so apparently Lewis is going for his PhD, and
Apparently.
I just got into vet school.
He's a pretty huge duck.
And Huford didn't finish college. He's
That's okay.
He's off to be an artist.
Not for everybody.
Honestly,
I didn't go.
I stole from my teacher and ran away. So, I'm glad that y'all have gone a little farther in your studies than I did, at least.
Yeah, so we're all grown-ass adults now. So it this is different than how I expected it, Father.
So why do you call them fledglings? If they're full.
Yeah, are you not infantilizing us, Father?
Yeah.
They're children, right?
There's
What's the deal?
What do you mean?
Are they children or
Is
are
this
they
a above
adults?
game
Yeah,
question? They literally they left.
Okay,
They
but like,
left.
how old is that?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's
Is that like 16 and broody? Or
yeah. They're
They're teens.
teens and they fucked off.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about vet school.
Yeah.
Wild.
This is incredible.
So
But
you
like
know what
after
a
we
kidney
finish
is?
undergrad. What?
They know what kidneys are.
We've learned kidneys.
Do animals get kidney stones?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe.
Neat.
Especially if they drink a lot of semen.
If a horse got a kidney stone, I guess it would just be normal. I don't know where I was going with that.
And I want it to end.
I've got horse. I don't know. I'm thinking about horses and jeans.
Where did Silas go?
I don't know.
Because Silas would want to see the fledglings, probably, right?
How did you get here?
We just appeared as if by magic or donation.
Wow.
I'm gonna borrow Kai for a second.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, oh, your nose is bleeding.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tissue.
Thank you.
Hi. I swear I've been a little bit of a stinker for the last 48 hours, and it's just not stopping, so I have an idea. And it feels like it's a you kind of idea.
So it's bad.
Yes. No, it's very good. You have great ideas. Dangerous, I guess.
Oh.
Okay. I don't trust Christina Aguilera.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
No, she's very cheerful like I am. And no one trusted me when I showed up. And that's fair. So I made this, and I hand you a little grocery list that has a glyph on the back of it, that has glyph of warding on it. And I was like, I thought that maybe I would be sneaky and I would make like an illusory double of myself, and I would like sneak it into her pocket, and then I remembered that she is a super spy of some kind. And I'm not going to be able to do that without getting probably immediately murdered. But I thought you
I
are
would
much...
never let anyone murder you.
Oh.
I know you were making a joke and it was very funny, but I did want to say that. I know you worry about that, but continue.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Give me the trap, please.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you could sneak that onto her person, and then if we decide it so, if it becomes an issue, it'll explode.
What's the trigger on this? Like, can I wave this around? Is
Yeah,
this gonna
it's
blow
okay.
up?
No, it's so I made it so it will only blow up on her, and it'll just be when she like I guess opens it up. I can adjust the spell for what the trigger is. Right now I had it just if she reads it, but I suppose that's a little dangerous. But if she just reads it and we decide that she isn't terrible, that would be a little dangerous. What should the trigger be?
If she tries any like evocation magic, you know, blasty casty.
Yeah, if she does blasty casty, it will blasty casty back.
I like that. Okay.
It's a rubber meets glue spell.
Yeah.
I call it blast backsies.
Yeah.
Blast backsies. I'll get this on her, but I'm gonna need some time. Is that okay?
Oh, please, yeah, all the time. Do I have? Oh, am I supposed to be a distraction? I can be a distraction.
No, you're good. Can you look out for them?
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. This is great.
Good luck.
Thanks. And I lean in, and I go to kiss her on the cheek, and then I stop. Thanks. And then just turn and walk away.
Because you would think that there is no bottom legs of a horse.
No, I'm on board for double pants. Both sets.
But
Two
then-
sets of pants.
But it's one pant.
no connect.
No, double set.
Double pants. I want to button both. I like zippers.
Now, in this situation, are you the horse?
Yes. I'm imagining if I was a horse, how I would wear pants.
Oh, that's
wait a minute.
brilliant.
Can I turn you into a horse?
I can
She's
turn
like,
myself
"Okay,
into
you
a
can-
horse.
You can turn yourself into a horse?
That's why I turn into a car sometimes for us. I can turn into anything I want once a day.
I thought that was some kind of
a
weird
car
curse
wears
that was
pants.
placed.
If a car was to wear pants,
All four wheels.
all four wheels.
A little set of shorts on each.
Can you turn into a horse with pants on?
I have indeed seen both of those things before. This will make your day weirder.
No, but it's good.
Is this good weird?
No, we'll finally have the answer. Kids,
This
gather
is it.
around.
This is what the map was wanting
We're
me
finally
to
going to
do.
figure out the horse
So
pants
This is the
situation.
important
Turn.
thing.
This is gonna open up the cube.
You turn and realize the fledglings are gone.
Okay.
Yes. Do not. I will hold off on the pants.
Oh.
Yeah, let's stick a pin in the horse pants for a second.
Okay.
I
Were they a little big? We're going to sew them.
I keep getting my family back and then they keep disappearing. And it's messing with my head.
Yes. This is a very weird day, like you said.
It's a very weird day.
What
Do you
do you
think
mean?
were those the kids?
Did they look like your
I gotta
kids?
be honest, I rolled an insight and it was real low.
That's
so
fine.
I tried.
I too am
Mad low, my dude.
stupid.
Did they act like your kids?
Kind of. They seemed a bit confused.
Well, they were just transported onto Guy.
That's true.
Maybe they just go sit home. I don't know where Silas went though. Did Silas tell you where he was going?
No?
Meanwhile, as that conversation's happening, actually, Effie,
Yes.
everyone's kind of milling about, finishing dinner, wrapping up, what have you. As that conversation with Kai concludes and you chat about the horse pants for a bit and everyone kind of like does their own thing,
Mostly horse pants related.
Kisan moves over to join you as well, just you kind of by yourself without the group present. In the light of the fire, still going in the fire pits here, you can make out his distinctive clothing a bit better. He's wearing a tunic-style suit and loose flared pants, which are all of very silky, natural fibers. The clothing is embroidered with a silvery moon on the back and a golden sun on the front, whose respective beams intertwine on the sides. On the neck of the collar is the insignia of a golden dome.
Do I know this imagery? Because that mirrors similarly to what is on Effie's book, as in it is layers of suns and moons.
Yeah,
and
roll history with advantage.
Ooh.
Drew a sun and a moon on her
We have
prayer. I did! That's so good. Okay, that is an 18.
Nice. I will say that you are familiar with this iconography. This iconography as being related to the cultures and religious traditions of both the Tabaxi to the south and to the Drow of the south as well. You'd also know perhaps where those things might come from and more details about them, but I cannot get into that at the moment.
Okay. Hi.
Hello, sorry, do you mind if I sit with you for a moment?
No, please. And Effie is, like, her eyes are kind of like darting around, trying to keep an eye on the Blackout Squad and the team, and keep an eye out for Kai in case there's any kind of, like, signal at all at the same time. So she's like, yeah, cool.
Oh no, she's got Zima eyes.
So I'll be honest with you, there's a lot going on right now. Is it always like this?
Yes, it is, kind of. Well, no, I mean, it's always like this with these people. Yes.
Wow, you all get into quite some shit.
I mean, tonight we're actually taking time to sit down and eat. This is, maybe one of the most calm nights that we've had since I met everybody.
Oh, was that recent? Have you not known them for long?
Oh, no, it's, been a few weeks?
Oh, wow.
That's a question for Vincent?
Oh. Yeah, it's closing in on a month. I'd say a month and a half.
I feel like I've known them much longer, but it's only been about a month.
Wow, okay, so... Oh, good, okay, good to know that I'm not, walking into folks who've been doing this for years on end together.
Why are you walking in?
I didn't intend to walk in. I'll tell you that. It's not every day you expect to emerge from a chrysalis in a different continent and be naked. But...
Clothed from a chrysalis.
Right.
Expectation.
Not my first time with clothes on, yeah. I guess I just wanted to talk to you a bit because you seemed obviously magically oriented. You seemed pretty well studied, and I just thought, well, you expressed a desire to broaden your knowledge, to learn new things, to explore new things, and I see how studious and how observant you are of everything around you, and I guess I want to have a purpose here as much as I can. I want to help however I can the group and all of you, and if anything that you wanted to know that I might be able to impart
Yes.
or offer, okay.
All of them.
Right,
I want to know everything.
that's at least.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
I like the symbols on your clothing. And she pulls out her spell book. I know it's different in nature, but it feels friendly and familiar.
Thank you. Yeah, this is all very. I dress very traditionally. I get made fun of sometimes down south, but yeah, I like to wear my culture. I want to be forward about it, especially because we don't travel beyond our way all that often these days. At least not up here in Tareve. I know lots of friends of mine have gone on sabbaticals and vacations in the Westlands, but not up here all that much. And I'm not here technically on purpose. So.
Are you going to go back?
Well, eventually, I'd like to. Should I survive this? It would be ideal.
Yeah, surviving would be ideal.
But now that I'm here, I do kind of feel that I have a bit of a responsibility to do what I can to contribute. Quoi?
Oh, I'm just keeping an eye out of the remaining vigilant.
Oh.
I thought I heard someone
Kai's
say,
on the side
"Ow,"
doing
in
a
the
body
background.
roll, and that's what she was.
Right, well, I don't mean to take you away from your dinner for too long. I just, I'd be happy to talk more and to impart whatever I know. I am,
Start.
Right. I'll begin at the beginning. Once upon a time.
Where's she gonna see him from?
Tell me everything. I'll write it down in my little book.
Meanwhile,
so sad when you wake up tomorrow and it's just scribbles.
Yeah.
suddenly sounds like little explosions echo through the woods, and brilliant flashes of light and a rainbow of colors pop and gleam through canopies. Silas comes sprinting back into the village clearing, vigorously signing, "Get ready, everyone, get ready!" He huffs and puffs over to the roughly assembled group of you all. Gert is girting along with him. Okay, so, the curses and I discussed it, and we want to celebrate you and us and your life and your adventures and all of you before you leave the best way that we can. And so the curses have designed
Weapons down. We don't need
one last heist for you on the
weapons
island.
back
Wait,
up.
weapons back up. Weapons back up, everybody.
Apparently there's some kind of great treasure on this island, and we're gonna steal it just like old times.
Oh. From who?
From the island, I guess. Curses weren't specific.
So it's less a stealing from some. I should catch you up to speed.
It's a treasure hunt?
It's more of a treasure
Yeah, well,
hunt, right?
yeah. But I thought you
I
might
don't-
like that framing.
Oh. I appreciate it. I don't really do that anymore, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lulick.
I just,
You're a new bird.
well, I had to, with you gone, I had to be a better, I just had to set a better example for the fledglings.
Yes.
That's all.
Whatever age they may be.
That's, well, because you were raising them when you were evil for a couple years, and then when you were good, and then they were with me for 6 months, and so like they were
Well,
about
I just
leaving
kind of
time.
picked them up when we were getting the new rebellion together. They were brand new at the monastery.
But so they were still. How old are they?
I just walked off intimidating on Tara.
And on that, we're actually going to take a very short break. Don't go anywhere. I love you all. I'll see you in 5 to 10-ish. We'll see.
Closer to 5.
Loosey goosey, honestly.
Hey,
See you all
it's
shortly.
the one
Bird
D&D of
episode.
timers.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to start from our little break here with a confessional from the fledglings.
Oh. Why are we calling them fledglings? They're grown adults.
No,
with
wait,
This is how we
adult
find out if they were real.
Count me in.
Yes.
Listen, it's been great seeing our adoptive father again. But I gotta be honest, more than anything else, it just brings up these feelings. I think all three of us, we all agree on this. We
I'll speak for us all.
more than anything else, I think we just miss him. We lost Silas so young, and yeah, it was great growing up with Plulik for the nebulous amount of time we had him. But we're just bird teenagers-ish. We have our whole lives ahead of us, and we typically don't really leave the nest until we're older bird teenagers. So it feels like this last several months, we've kind of been on our own. And yeah, he's put out food for us, and
He's a little automatic feeder.
which we all just sit around all day, just waiting for it to go off. That bell is everything to me. But really, more than anything else, we need our dad back. Before we're so old, because as Klulik tells us, we're going to die at the age of 15. We tell him that's not true. Eric Ober don't do that, but he believes it. We're not sure how old he is either. And neither is he. Squawk, squawk.
He was 7 when the show started. I want to be abundantly clear about that.
We know.
Yeah.
Well, he's like 10-ish.
It's old for a bird.
Yeah, I'm old for a bird.
Not old for a bird.
You live
Very
to
old.
30.
Old for a
Very
bird's
old
old
for a bird.
Almost
I've
as
never
if
known.
on cue.
I don't know any birds
Like
that live
good
to 30.
bird years.
The only bird that I know that lived to
Hey,
30
Murray's
had a
proof, there's
magical
always good
necklace,
years.
That's
and
right.
I took it from him.
So then you'll live
He is
forever.
exceptional.
No, wait. What do we do with the magic necklace?
I still have the magic necklace.
do?
Of course.
Hey,
That was a long
when you're
time
ready
ago.
to go,
I'm not gonna get rid of a magic
I got a
necklace.
rock.
What are you talking
What?
about?
You still have the rock.
I don't understand what anybody's talking about.
Ella.
Uh-oh.
As you finish up your dinner, assuming you
We're still at
joined
dinner?
for-
We haven't joined the pirate treasure thing
well, it's
yet?
just he only just came running out of the forest screaming.
We
And
took 10.
Look,
This is more like this also happened a second ago.
I eat slow, you want to enjoy it.
You notice among the cutlery, among the island cutlery, carved of fine driftwood and oak,
Yep.
to reveal the dual climates of this island.
The deciduous tropical climate of the island.
You find what appears to be a flute.
Another one?
We're doing woodwind again for this one. Not a xenon bottle this time, just a bit of wood with holes in it that you play to the side.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
And it does have a big L carved in it, and as you take it up, you realize you've acquired the lute flute.
The what?
A lute is just a.
No, the lute flute.
Money, baby.
Come on, you're all
didn't
gamers.
say it different.
I know, but I heard it different.
Yeah, I heard the O's.
Lute,
Gross.
a lute flute.
It sounds like a piece of IKEA.
You just turned into the Tootsie Pop owl.
A bookcase and a loop.
A two, a three.
Wait. Can we hear it in Poppy's voice?
A lute flute.
Shit! She's good.
All right.
Calyx and.
I do a little like.
Whoa.
And you realize that you have expended your once daily use of the lute flute,
Oh.
but
How else am I gonna know? I guess I could have just asked you.
literally, oh my, literally, fuck it. You hold your hands out,
Better be a
and
diamond.
from the sky,
I don't use those anymore.
Oh, terminal velocity.
I don't use those
See in
anymore.
the sky.
from the sky fall we'll call it a handful of gems, small gems, like literally like 5 or 6 small gems, and a button,
Can I have the button?
like the kind you put on a clothing button.
Yeah, that
so
was my
we're
next
clear.
question. Was it like a button or a button?
A button.
I heard
Yes.
it.
I heard the right one.
Yeah, sure, sweetheart. There you go.
How did you see
Thank
that
you.
button?
I love buttons too.
Wow.
Buttons and zippers. And I just sew it.
Fasteners.
Yes.
Good to know.
I'm an artificer. I like things that make things work.
Almost as if on cue, as Silas comes barreling out of the wood with various celebratory explosions and flashings of light, a glowing armadillo plods up to all of you with what looks like a little scroll in
No.
its mouth, which appears to be a rough roll of inner tree bark. It leans back on its rump and holds the scroll up to Klulik.
Thank you very much. What?
I
Could you
take
please
the.
tip the armadillo?
I rip the button I just sewed to my chest and I pay the armadillo.
It reads,
Huge button.
it reads, scrawled as though by someone who does not have thumbs nor speaks common particularly well. Anthony Carboni, I have texted it to you. Could you read that for us?
Happy party, Birdman. Other Birdman say you retire, so we make game. Secret on the beach, underwater and under island. Help us. Also big shiny for you to Aswell.
Aswell?
It's another bottom check.
But look, ends with, okay, bye, love you.
Aww.
That's very nice.
I should have tipped the armadillo better.
Well, no, it was a nice button.
Thank you.
The armadillo gestures towards the beach before trotting away.
This is so exciting.
It's impossible to know.
The armadillo
If it was
trots.
one of the squirrels, it would be better
Scavenger
handwriting. I'm
hunt.
sorry.
Are you telling me the armadillo was not pointing with its nose? Okay.
It's time to go to the beach.
The armadillo trots away to join a little crowd of cursed spectators that has formed at the tree line.
Curse has such an interesting meaning here.
Yes.
Have you noticed that?
Yes, I think they just mean magic.
Huh.
Well, you guys, it sounds like a classic, old-fashioned.
We're doing a scavenger
Scavenger
hunt.
hunt.
Move!
Wow, this is just like old times.
Come
so
on.
Team us.
Hey,
I
Tara.
grab your hand. Let's
You
go.
grab guy's leash.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
Where did
That's new.
It's just when you went like this, it's the first thing I thought
I
of.
went
So
to grab a hand and all of a
Do
sudden
you
leash.
always end up with someone on a
I
leash?
don't know.
Oh my god.
I rolled.
Just my energy.
I rolled real low on the bottom check, you guys.
Whoa!
Oh.
No more thought. Who's got a ball?
Tara, do you have one?
On that,
Like
we
a
have a
ball.
confessional for the Gimpork. Count me in.
Is he sad that Guy left him?
He better still be in mourning.
Oh, the veil.
Yeah.
It's black. You know what? It's been a little while now. And just when you think you're willing, you're just over them, all those memories come flooding back. Picnics at the moot. Their dragony claws through your hair. And you feel that fresh hurt all over again. I'll never truly be over them. But even still, I feel like this might just be the start of a new chapter in my life. I almost went Bora for a moment.
Hey, leave me out of this.
It's time to
I'm
reinvent
sorry, this group
myself.
chat is much bigger than I thought it was.
It was a spell effect.
The Gimpork I shall remain, but a new Gimpork I shall become. Leveled up, evolved if you will, so I will have no need of this. My gently used gag. Into the ether, I cast it so that it may find a new owner, a new home, and see its purpose fulfilled as I seek out mine.
Puppy duck.
Wait, we can hear the Gimborn?
We just see the ball, the ball gag.
And meanwhile, like a shooting star, the ball gag comes over the horizon
You asked for one.
and lands in your hand, Poppy.
No, I'm not.
Not
Like
like
the
this.
question.
Not like this.
Would you like to put these on?
You know what, you guys?
I
I feel like after all these years, this is where it's all been going.
I give the leash to Little Spoon.
Yeah.
Have
that's good for
fun!
him.
yeah, we're
Little
gonna go on a
Little
treasure
Spoon
hunt.
runs off into the forest.
Okay.
Dragging Guy.
Guy dons 2 sets of pants and gallops.
That was my thing. I should have killed him.
He's a guy
You
horse
still probably
now?
could.
He's too far. I don't care. I want to do the
Yeah,
treasure
let's
hunt.
go look for treasure. What's happening?
It's a weird one.
It's a weird.
Do you head out toward the
Pay
beach?
attention.
I wish I wasn't.
Is Tara Sonoma Aguilera coming with us?
Oh, would you like me to come on your guys' little scavenger hunt? That sounds fun.
Well, I'm afraid I might need permission since we aren't actively chasing down the spring.
Oh no, Kettle. We're on shore leave right now. It's like a break. It's like a vacation almost. So yeah, you can do whatever you want to do there, buddy.
You want me to do what?
Oh no,
23.
he can't conceptualize downtime.
I mean, she's hardcore lying.
Yeah, duh.
do what I'm trying to divine. What are
Yeah.
you looking for?
Like, I stated an intention in half one that I am on her.
Oh,
like,
yeah, okay.
I'm next to her and trying to actively seduce her. So I'm just trying to figure out what the vibe between her and Kettle is right now.
Well, I also want you to additionally roll a persuasion check for just that, like, for that swooning charisma of yours.
Let's go.
That's pretty good.
Are there any rerolls? I can do
Yeah, I
better.
think they are.
We have 3 actually, so might need a few more, but
I'm
you
not
can
at
take
24,
one.
but I can do better.
Do it.
Cool. I didn't do better.
Do it again.
Okay, one more.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Again.
It's meant
Here,
to
take
be.
this one back. Use all 3 rolls.
Here.
There's only one more.
Roll it in a
24's
full
not
dice.
bad.
Okay. One more.
Take your dice back.
Ah,
It was a 24.
damn it. It's worse. It's 24.
I'll take the 24.
Cool.
Great. So yeah, that's been your progress. So what have you been doing? Like, paint me a little bit of a story here, a little bit of a word picture.
Cool.
What have you been doing to win her over so far?
If I could have spoken with her away from the group, as was my intention, I
Let's
would.
have that scene. Let's do that. You pulled her aside earlier. What would you say to her?
I don't mean to alarm you. Oh, and as she walked over, she would have slightly tweaked her features to make her eyes look a little wider and her face to look a little more like open and unguarded. Like, it's the Disney princessification of
It's that
Kai.
TikTok filter.
Interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
She
that
just
princess
yassified herself
TikTok.
a little bit to look
Yassified Kai.
over. Yeah.
But you hold your hand in front of your face for too long and then
Yeah, she goes to like do it and you can see like the eyelash filter. Shit. Away from your face. I don't want to alarm you. I just, if you have any other information about Kettle, he's been acting very strangely with us.
Has he now? What's he been doing?
So he told us when he first met with us that his intention was to get rid of the spring, but every time we go into a new city, bodies have been cropping up, and through my investigative efforts, I think he's gone a little off the reservation, and I don't know if there's some way to get him back on the right path, but he is violent.
Mr. Tanburn did always describe him as impetuous and impulsive. He's, listen. He is a singular entity. He is an incredible individual in all possible ways. I mean, you know him, you've traveled him for some time. It's to think of what he's accomplished out there, what he could still, it's really amazing. And I will admit, when he gets his mind set on something, when he gets that little focus of his pointed at a direction, boy howdy he goes.
And she's not reacting at all to me saying that he's a killing machine.
Yeah.
Interesting. Super interesting. Clocking a weird reaction to a lie. What a day.
What it's worth noting though that he's not supposed to be a real violent guy. He's, that wasn't by design. Tanburn's not out here trying to create people who go and murder folks. That's definitely not what Kettle was, supposed to be, but he has a mission. And you know what? It's hard to fault him that. Spring's been doing some real fucky stuff, but are you telling me he's killing a lot of folks who aren't spring-oriented?
As far as I can tell, they're just people. Collateral damage.
Well, that would need to be brought up with Mr. Tanburn, because it does complicate things a little bit.
How so?
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. I'm
you're
3/4 of Azima in.
So sorry.
The better
How warm is that Zima at this point?
Warmer than I am.
I'm going to subtly prestidigitate her Zima so it tastes less like alcohol, so she'll continue to drink.
Ooh.
It's so juicy.
You give it the cyclone thing, so it just goes all the way in.
Oh,
Goes all the way
God. Then
down.
you stand up and you're like, oh no. Gina.
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm very
I've heard
sensitive
that
to
one
people
before.
saying no to. Yeah.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah. That doesn't sit right.
Oh no. All right, well, okay. You seem cool, and you got like a Disney face. So, I'm gonna level with you. Cattle wasn't really supposed to be out here murdering all kinds of spring in the first place. We didn't think there was a really urgent need to stop him because spring is bad. Yeah. So if he's doing it, we should have let him do it. But it's not like it wasn't the first thing that it wasn't who he was created for.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a whole Zima in.
No, you're good. Tell me more. And she leans in closer.
Oh, but you know what? For that though, they never tell me anything over there. I know like the basics of the mission, and then I gotta follow through and wet some work. You know, if you know what, you're so charming, and you're so pretty.
I know.
I think if I brought you and your friends back to the mansion, to the estate, oh my God, they would just gush. They'd probably tell you everything.
If that's what you think is best. And she puts her hand on her hand.
Yeah, oh, what's up?
A terrible
She's
energy.
worse at this than I am.
Wild. It's happened twice.
She flirts
to me.
like Vince does. Oh my God, no.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, Ash.
We're all sorry, Ash.
That's from the group. I'll sign that note.
I have seen Vince lean in towards her and go, "Auga!" I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
I can do a text name for a week.
Oh, I can't laugh. My God.
Oh no!
When Vince first met Ash, he showed me a text that said that he texted her he was having tummy troubles and asked why
No!
she hadn't replied.
No! Okay, that's not what happened.
We can say
Anyways,
anything we want.
There wasn't any real Zima. Why are you
There
doing
was no
this?
tummy troubles. We were talking about a con, and then I was tired from the con, and then she's like, "How are you feeling?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine. Just pooped." Like, as in, I'm pooped, I'm tired from the con, and then I get...
Hey, look at me. You think that's better?
It's not tummy troubles, though. The conversation wasn't already tummy troubles.
That's right, it's worse.
Listen,
So even
somewhere
in,
Ash is actively dying.
even in your
the
personal
show.
life,
Hi, Ash.
I'm oblivious everywhere.
yeah.
Delightful.
Listen. So. You know
Go
what?
on.
His estate, actually the place where we all were dispatched from, is like right across the sea. It's right there in Atsan. It's a little city just to the southwest of Tariv. It's like you can almost see it from the beach. It's like right there. If we all just like got on my boat and went there, maybe like in the morning, because I'm like wasted, then we could like figure all this out.
That sounds amazing. Can I insight check to see if she's lying?
Yeah, roll it.
Because I've never seen a person be this wrecked on one Zima.
You should
She
have
did
seen
the
me
soju
5
thing.
Zimas ago.
Yeah. Look, my soldier Effie is like 37 Zimas deep and just vibing.
That's my
21.
squire.
Proud of you.
She always seems a little like she's not saying everything she knows. It's
Right.
kind of the general vibe.
For sure.
But she does seem like she's authentically drunk and being honest with you.
Cool. I'll take that. Cool. And then as I get up, I'm like, why don't you get some sleep? Sleep this off, and we'll
I
go
need
in the morning.
some Wawa and some Sleepy Bye.
I will get you some Wawa. And I pat her on the shoulder, and I
I
want to
just
slip.
pooped.
I want to slip the glyph into her pocket as I'm getting
Is that a
up.
euphemism?
Looking.
Slip the glyph.
Slip the glyph, baby.
That's a brand new euphemism.
D&D 1 rules.
That's D&D 1, baby!
We brought it back.
D1, you can slip a little glyph.
You can slip a glyph whenever you want.
Ask your DM if slipping a little glyph's right for you.
Right, so then we fast forward a little to this conversation now taking place about the scavenger hunt. You guys are going on a scavenger hunt? There's like so many of the team. Where's Zima boy? The cooler's empty? We brought 40 Zima. What's the pearl of Zima? It's not Zima. Shut up. Okay, I'm going to bed. Zimai? Zimai? Is it Greek?
It's Z-Podes.
Oh.
Hello?
Just got a
Is it
magical
me you're looking
scroll
for?
from an armadillo.
Yes, an armadillo. He gave us a scroll.
You guys, I love an old-fashioned adventure.
I punch him.
I'm a different one, to be clear.
Right, not the gag one.
Excuse me.
You met my kinky brother. Oh boy.
I said him.
Roll it! Because this one's more durable.
And that's Effie.
That's a 19 on the die, baby.
Let's go!
Roll it. It's just one. Wait, do you have a negative strength modifier?
I don't know. We're about to find out. I've never hit anybody before.
No.
Use your elbow.
Put your thumb on the outside, Effie.
Okay, all right.
Use your
I've
hand.
got a +4 to my unarmed strike. That's a 23.
Oh, wow.
Why? Why do you have a +4
Yeah, I don't know
unarmed
why that is a
strike?
thing you have.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
Tell you.
So, do you do a flat 1 on the damage, though, or do you roll a
I
die?
do a flat one.
This is anarchy.
And so your fist kind of goes like...
Look, I didn't know what a Zima was. In or above game.
Oh, yeah, she actually learned information.
That's Effie's favorite thing. That's what she's really drunk on. She's learning things.
It's so bad.
Oh no.
I've never had one. I just know like it's an old thing, so...
Joe, drop. Do me a favor. Drop a quarter of an Alka-Seltzer in a Smirnoff Ice, and you did it.
Yeah.
Gross.
You got there.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Gross.
It tastes like a
Smirnoff, though.
melted popsicle.
Yeah.
When the new one is punched,
Yeah.
great. What happens?
Effie gets a little oily.
Gross.
Oh no, does this always happen when you hit people?
Yes.
Watch out, it's slightly caustic.
What? Poppy checks her hand that has little spoon attached. Since there's a new guy, it's just still feeding. I don't know where little spoon is
Yeah, it's
taking the other one.
unwinding like a fishing reel.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's it. I just wanted to check in and establish what's happening.
oh, the beach isn't even that far.
Real weird one.
Really weird one.
Yeah.
Let's go find some treasure. Maybe it'll be
Let's do the treasure. I
extra
agree
weird.
I think good weird.
This
Yeah.
might be like a fantasy Bugs Bunny or Baron Munchausen situation where if we follow it all the way, we'll just find that he's on the other side.
Oh, like he'll come around the whole
Yeah.
earth.
Yeah.
Maybe. I want to do.
Sorry, please.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I just don't you want to find the treasure?
Yes, absolutely. Great. What are we doing?
We're finding a treasure.
Right. Yes.
I think underneath.
Just follow. We're stealing from the island. The whole thing.
Uh-oh.
It's sentient and we're taking its treasure. Get in on it.
Oh, okay, right.
It's a game that the curse has made for us.
Okay,
I'm
says
playing along.
on the beach, underwater, and under island.
Yes.
Mmm.
On the beach, under the water, and under the island.
Oh, it's where all of those like roots and stuff were. Remember, kiddo? We were looking
yeah.
around for there.
Is it where the complicated system of explosives is also lying?
Yeah, but didn't you pull all
We
those
blew them
out?
away.
Oh, yeah.
I blew some of them up. Did I get all of them?
The bombs, as
Yeah.
far as you know, you got them.
As far as I know.
Great.
They're gone.
Then let's go to the beach.
Let's do
As
it.
our friends
time
make
for a
their
swim.
way
Let's go get
down
away.
to the beach for a night
Keep it up.
swim and a scavenger hunt, we have a confessional for an unpopped snail. Because Gert was popping them like party poppers.
It's gross that you guys remembered
Wow.
that to bring it back.
To be fair, that's
But
from
also-
last
last time.
episode.
Oh.
But also,
Damn it.
unpopped for how long? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Does
it's
it
just a
know
matter-
its
Count me
purpose
in.
is to be popped?
That sounds like a dance move.
I'm a lady's pup.
Day 35. Gert still hasn't found me. Under the cabinet. Our numbers are dwindling. Steve was lost last night. Popped just to redeem a dono about some fucking birds. We know that we're all on borrowed time. And I think at this point, to save the rest of them the pain, if that hand comes a-wandering down here, I'm gonna let him find me. Oh my God. I can't live like this. I can't hide. I don't have any teeth to bite him with. I'm all gums. Have you ever seen a snail?
Yeah.
We kind of have like little inside beaks, but they're not enough to do damage. I'm all stalk, baby. And I'm done. I'm going out the way I came into this world, slow.
Hey, does anyone know
Here
who's
I
in
go.
the group chat?
Come and get me.
Recognize that one. Does anyone know it's
Gert,
Steve?
you leathery psycho. Come and get me.
Oh, look, a snail!
Oh God, no! Not like this! Oh! And he
They pop
paused.
here.
Neat! Treasure hunt begins!
It's like the fucking starting pistol.
Yeah. I race you
I
to
do
the beach.
I do a bird check though because the last time that happened we were birds.
That's true.
Still a turtle.
You know, sweetheart, as much as I appreciate you checking in, I'm not fully confident in your perception skills at this very moment.
Okay,
in time.
your
I
turn.
don't
What
think
am
you
I?
heard me.
There we go.
It's the start of the. Come
That's
on!
kinetic John. Run faster.
Whoa!
All right, boots time.
Oh!
Good.
Nope.
Did you like smell?
Yeah, thanks.
You all stumble, swagger out to the beach where, when you reach the beach, you see Terra Sonora is somehow already in the sand and like ready for a dip. And she points to Effie and says, "Nice of you to have made it."
You have to go to bed.
I've been working on that for an hour.
Why?
She's in the sand, like she's
Just, like ankles deep in the sand and like has taken off some of the heavier, more bulky gear, like as if to swim.
I'm gonna prestidigitate over her head where she can't see it.
What? Oh,
One Zima in, so everyone knows.
listen,
I
I put.
prestidigitate over my head the number.
Oh no.
69.
Nice. I put the blackouts to bed, and I am ready to.
Black out yourself.
I'm already there.
We know.
Noted.
Okay.
Under the water, under the island.
Yes.
Under the water, under the island. Where is that?
I dive in after you.
Is he a waterfowl?
Technically, any fowl that's in the water is a waterfowl at the moment.
I don't really have to breathe. Here I go.
Panted gimp guy goes into the water.
I hate
Can you all breathe underwater?
No.
I just can hold my breath for
But
an
it's
hour.
a game. There's got to be a tunnel or something.
Effie runs up to you and goes, "It'll be fun,"
Okay.
Okay.
and jumps into the water.
Okay, I can hold my breath.
Zima Effie's great.
I can hold my breath. I can hold my breath. Fuck, hang on. It doesn't want to
Go
stay
to
in.
bed.
Whoop. As if on command. As if being told to roll over by Xander Genre.
Bottom check.
Check.
Terra Sonora just tips over backward and falls asleep on the beach in the sand.
Kai will remember that.
What's around? Where can we swim to? Middle of the island.
Well, so you are all in the water now?
Yes.
All of you? Okay. Are you swimming like underneath?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what the instructions
Specifically,
say.
yeah, we had seen that root
And like
system.
kind of like a way that that root system that goes like
Yeah.
underneath. So we might be going back to where that is.
Let's paint a picture.
Yeah.
Palms sway and waves lap the white sands of the beach on this cool night. The moon, full-faced and gleaming, casts a bright path through the sea as the Advil kicks in, solid as though it could be walked. The curses are never far, huddled in a mass of little glowing animals, always just a wee yonder. The water, as you move into it, is cool but not cold, and it feels alive with energy here, not unlike what you felt while wading in this same sea upon first arriving. Now, at this moment, you're kind of trying to move back toward that area, or the depth at least, where you would have seen those roots feeding into the island. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sure.
You notice a couple things. Well, for now, just the one.
Okay.
I'm on the fence.
Clearly.
I need more Advil. Hang on. The water is clear,
Oh my god.
dark, punctuated by beams.
Oh no, he went underwater. Yeah.
We are all Terra Sonora. The water is clear, dark, punctuated by beams of moonlight catching rock and curious shoal. The surf is rough where it meets the sand, but then calm a mere meter deeper as you descend. The sea floor drops off sharply just ahead, and over that cliff, as you reach the depth of those vines where they would have been, there's a very, very faint light. Indeed.
The group chat's still open, everyone.
Oh.
Are we holding our breath?
Yeah.
I mean, I am.
That's crazy.
Do you not need to?
For that. Hold on.
I have to breathe. Wait, I have my gills. Never mind, I'm fine.
Who here does need to breathe air?
Oh, sure.
I shapeshift into a thing that can breathe.
I
Okay.
don't have to. I can do also that.
Who here is capable of having a problem if underwater too long?
Right here.
2.
Question.
The stakes have lowered.
Can I use performance of creation to make a squad diver's bell?
Wow.
Would
Fuck.
that be worth more than 200 gold pieces?
You know what?
For 2 people.
I fuck.
You do what?
Wait, hang on. No. Awooga!
All together, let's go.
All DMs have a group chat.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So break that down for me. How, like, yeah, you know what? Fucking do it. Describe to me how this happens.
I'm getting pulled into the water by a waif. And I turn around and reach out for the shrapnel from the bombs that went off earlier, and I like summon them to me, and they kind of like start rolling through the stand and start forming like a pair of metal like diving bells that are open to the air so they can breathe. And I'm like, you have to. It's gonna come in the water, but the ones that have to breathe have to get into it. You can get into it, and I can make it move for you.
Klulik is already underwater with Poppy, and he's been swimming with Poppy, and then he looks at Poppy and he's like,
I'm just looking at him like,
Yeah, Poppy just goes and shows that she has transformed just her throat into a fish
and
neck.
Klulik pops up and he's like, hey, can everybody breathe underwater but me?
No.
From Effie, also in the bell.
I wasn't in the bell.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
just
swimming
went
with
back up.
Poppy.
Yeah,
I
get
just
in the
swam
bell.
back up. What?
get in that bell.
Okay.
And then I use animating performance so it moves for them.
Yeah, fuck
Just
it.
hang out.
You invented a submarine.
Yeah.
You are an
Like,
innovator.
We have a car, we have a submarine, we're unstoppable.
We're very good at vehicles.
What's that?
Guy.
This.
Guy, as his denim soaks in the water, the most uncomfortable feeling in the world,
You're not
mind you.
wrong.
Descends, and you see as he reaches up to his ball gag. And
Wait, that one?
yeah, and cranks it.
How?
And
We in a different location with Lil Spoon?
he was going out to the beach too. I thought Little Spoon was going out there. Where's Little Spoon
No.
going?
I know.
Oh no.
Yeah, Little Spoon had the leash. I said, have fun.
Okay.
They went there.
I mean, then somewhere Guy turns his ball gag.
Horrifying.
For good
we
luck, I
have
guess.
the other guy.
You gotta rotate it to the cool side.
Like a pillow.
We have the other
Yeah.
guy, don't we?
Oh yeah, no, I'm also here. But I don't have a gag that was gonna be a rebreather, so oh wait, hang on. I have air sacs.
Oh,
And
boy.
you see his body kind of like partially inflates, and he.
Bardic inspiration. She will not miss.
I don't even have an arrow. I turned my whole body into an arrow.
Oh, this is
I
gonna
don't.
be more unpleasant for you than it is for me. We broke the bird.
Oh no. Poor bird.
Guy just pops, sending a cascade of goyle and little guy shreds
But
everywhere.
it just stays on top of the water.
My best goil.
Yeah, it's an oil spill. This is
Goyle
an
on the
ecological disaster. There's a penguin just covered in
Going out to the
slick
beach with my best goils.
We fantasy
ducklings.
dons.
My goyle
Yeah,
friend.
we dog.
Yeah,
This is the
you
most
should go.
fucked up shit, y'all. Great.
It
So,
used to be about something.
Did it?
do you want?
Someone tell us.
Where's the treasure?
I think I'm in the lead right now.
Hang
I'm
on.
still swimming.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
roll a
with you.
d6, and
Oh,
something
yeah.
terrible is gonna happen to you.
Oh, yeah?
Don't do
How
that.
dare you?
No, it's gonna be great. It was Effie.
Oh, go ahead.
Effie, as Guy pops, you realize he was carrying something, a bit of loot, as a matter of fact. Where? Who's to say? But it was on his
air
person. And you see it flies towards you and lands neatly, like as if just right in front of you.
I prestidigitated in the water.
Wise. It is a viola. And as you take it up, you realize it is the viola in
I have to go again.
Go to jail.
I get rid of my guilt.
What time is it?
I drown you.
Close enough.
I'm done.
We all
can
give
wrap
up right
it
now.
I
I take
It's
that
like
right here.
8:30.
I don't even
It's
need to
been
breathe.
fun, everybody.
I take a nap.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Yeah.
I'd like to take a long rest in real time.
Yeah. I actually am gonna need a real nap.
by
Why do you play a violin?
because she already had a fiddle, which is close enough. It's a violin, so
I love it.
wanted to.
No,
Yeah, I
I
wanted
think
a
it's
new
great.
tone, that deeper, you know. Yeah,
Wonderful.
You know, it's a
Violence.
Viola.
I like it.
Viola.
but violence. I have
Right,
to.
but
Violins.
It's a.
Is it a viola or a violin?
It's a viola.
Okay.
But it's a violin.
Violence.
Yes, but I want to make it sound the same. We're moving
Cool,
on.
cool.
Right, time,
Oh,
time,
lute
time.
flute.
I take it.
You realize that upon playing it, once per long rest, you can take this is a free action, no saves, no rolls, nothing. You can take an entire enemy group in combat and have them all attack each other on their turn instead of the party.
Neat.
Just come up with more and more items that make our builds obsolete.
100%.
I'm taking this shit personally. I built Kai good.
I'm giving Kai's kit to everybody else.
Person doesn't matter.
You can lie forever and no silly instrument can take that.
Kai,
That's fucked up.
Kai, break her shit.
up.
Break her,
Not gonna.
break her veal.
I would never do anything to hurt her.
Aww.
But can I
That's
borrow
love.
it sometimes? Tight.
Right now. End the deal.
Cluig looks over at you and goes, "How'd that thing get into the bell?"
I'm not sure. Quite.
It's a weird one.
I'm just starting to kind of come back around.
Yeah.
Quick dip is
We're on
bursting.
our way to the armadillo treasure.
Of course. Yes. Right. Yes, no problem.
On that, as you now descend below water, we have a confessional from the Puckle,
Hey, Peter
who
Puckle!
is still with you all. Read me in.
Oh no,
Kill.
I
Kill
forgot.
him.
Oh, this is all going to my plan. I would lure them into a false sense of security with my little spiny, cute little smoky face. And then, when they brought me below the waves and into the secret tunnel, I would enact my master plan. Oh, how little they know. Oh, and wait till they realize that Peter Puckle is indeed a devious miscreant. Meow, meow.
Hey,
Through
you
the mountain.
only made the bell for 2 breathing things,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry.
So
The
Peter
Puckle's
Puckle's
got
got
the
round.
outside.
No, the Puckle. I'm like, the Puckle is making the cutest noises. It's like,
I want to insight check the rodent.
Wowza.
you have no reason to do that.
I didn't know the
Roll the
rodent.
D12.
You're
What'd you
not
get
in the-
on it?
You're not in the bell.
Not bad.
The best part is that
You use a smaller die for a
Puckle came
smaller
from
creature.
Bora.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's deep. You
And it's so cute.
Well, to be fair, this is the Puckle's internal monologue.
Yeah.
Who knows what's...
Yeah.
We all
It's
think
not
weird
Puckle's
things.
Group chat.
Oh no!
we-
Puckle's
yeah.
not in the group chat.
We all saw
Beautiful.
that
Up to
one
8
from Little
people.
Let the Puckle have its secrets. You don't have to know everything. The Puckle's fine. You're not even in the diving bell and you can't hear a confessional. Let the Puckle live.
I don't know
Let
why
the
this
Puckle
is the hill
live.
you're gonna die on.
I know. I love this is the stance.
Just remember.
Let the Puckle live.
That exists at my will, so keep yelling.
And it's literally purring in your pocket. It's just the cutest little thing.
Swear to God, you let that Puckle be.
Ahead of you, underwater, a narrow, rocky tunnel that seems to lead beneath the very island. That faint bluish, whitish glow is coming from within.
Now, I'm no expert,
Yeah.
but glowing is probably treasure.
That's probably it.
So let's head towards the treasure.
I think Bobby's
You
there.
don't have to.
You're inside. You're not
I'm
with
doing
us.
it in my head.
I know you're. But that's what I'm saying. You're doing it over the party line.
Yes, I'm doing the game.
Let
Oh, okay.
people have their fun.
Fine.
Yes, it's fun.
What's the glowing thing?
Hi. Oh, okay.
Who's
You
saying hi?
enter.
Who says
Rocky-
that?
Sorry,
Who was
I'm
that?
not here right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm off my tits right now.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
worries.
Respect.
Pop another
Flow state.
Dima.
We're in it.
Popping on the Zemo.
Wowza, that was a fun hand gesture.
It's full of them tonight.
You enter. Ooh.
It's a weird one.
You
Who's gonna be
enter.
the hyper for that?
Yes.
You enter.
Yes.
You enter the rocky tunnel.
Uh-huh.
It's dark.
Tunnel.
Yes.
Jet black to your eyes, even. It's a few moments before an exploratory reach to the walls of the tunnel or the adjusting of dark vision to eyes reveals they're made of smooth, polished obsidian, streaked with veins of rutilated quartz.
Oh.
The tunnel is narrow. It would be very
This
uncomfortable.
whole tunnel is like a very fancy countertop.
Yes. Maybe it's the island's kitchen.
Oh.
And also, all igneous rock, which makes me think maybe there's a volcano, and that makes me very worried.
Volcano?
You found Kettle's one fear.
Volcanoes. I mean, honestly,
I
reasonable.
evaporate.
Yeah. Fire bad.
One fear t-shirt.
Yeah.
The tunnel is narrow to the point where it would be difficult to fit 3 people abreast, even in 3 dimensions. I'd say the diving bell is like just getting through on its own, basically. And what do as you see this tunnel before you?
Single file!
I'll be
Secret
near
tunnel.
the front, probably. Or should I be near the...
I'll be
I'm
near the
okay.
back. You stay near the front.
If we're diving into a volcano, I'll be fine.
That's true.
That's fair.
All right, you could go first.
Can I make an appraisal check on this tunnel?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what I do it all.
Sorry, are we like getting like the home value here, or?
This
Yeah.
natural one, don't even worry about
Yeah,
it.
what's
Oh
the,
no, I want to
what's
worry.
the street value
Yeah.
of this tunnel?
Yeah.
What are you precisely trying to deduce here?
Like, if I, as I swim by, cast Shatter and chip some of this off, can I keep it for money for later? I love money.
The value of the material.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Nope. I mean, I'll tell you this.
No, I rolled a one. That's fair.
Hey,
With a
fail
natural
forward, right?
1, you want to shatter some obsidian because you know how that goes.
I don't. That's the thing.
I'd say
No, for a natural one, she doesn't know, and she's not thinking about it.
that's the thing. Is for natural one, I actually think it's more interesting if
Big, you could just do it.
you do think it is valuable, and you think you could shatter this and get some decent money off of it.
Vibes. All right. Swim forward. Farther.
Whoa.
I only have high level spots.
Big strokes. Big strokes.
What are you doing?
Wall is money.
What? No, wall is money.
Wall is money. Fire back.
No, I get where she's coming from. Wall is money.
Wall is made of glass, technically a little bit.
What do you mean?
People who live in glass walls.
Break them.
Yeah.
There we go. You're gonna have to talk me through this, and you see her getting ready to cash out.
You're about to hurt everybody in this tunnel.
Oh,
who
no,
needs
I'm
to get
in
in
a
the
bell.
shell?
Wait, why?
Because it'll really shatter.
Yeah, and then we can keep the money of it. I don't understand. We can just swim out of it.
The underwater cyclone of glass shards. You're trying to shred us?
I'll do it on the way out.
Sorry, I don't mean to take away your fun. Here, you go ahead.
No, I think it's a good idea. You should try it.
Why is everybody taking
Who's
away
saying
everybody
this?
else's
Son.
You're right.
Kisan.
I cast
Are you
distort
on?
value on it, and
Sorry.
I make it look even more valuable.
Yeah. All right, I'll get in my shell.
He's handsome in a very academic kind of way. Very like.
Like, is he giving
Is it dark?
Milo from Atlantis?
Yeah.
Don't
Is
you
he
don't
not-
you
is
do
he
it.
Milo?
Yes.
Oh
So now we have to love him.
He's canonically Milo from Atlantis.
But a little
Make it
bit.
that high.
That's not
But a little bit older. A little bit older, but that same kind of vibe.
There.
No,
so better.
There's like streaks of gray, like right
Oh,
Like
hey,
a-
everyone, this is why we died. My silver fox.
The description sounds like a
Every
combination
single
of
one of
Milo
us gasp and inhale too much
and the
water.
server from the old spaghetti.
It's Ashton. This is where we die. Shatter.
here. A stylo.
I've never
No.
had.
Shatter.
No, I know.
His name is Shine.
So he looks like a hot older Milo, but he's dressed in print like a
He's Michael
princely
J. Silver
outfit.
Fox.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the
And he's
voice.
smart.
He's Milo dressed like a prince, but older.
And he's smart,
Irresistible.
yeah.
Cast that spell.
That's
I already have.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
Great.
waiting.
I go in my
Oh.
shell.
So
I don't
what kind of
understand
damage
how Milo
are we
being
looking at?
hot made us shatter the. Okay.
I also don't know the relevance of it, actually. I did just get distracted.
I rolled badly.
It's
the
the physical
That's
manifestation
fine.
of what's
So
happening
29
inside.
points.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely enough.
Sorry.
Enough.
There's a lot going on.
Here we go.
It's a weird
Just
one.
trying to swim.
I mean, it's not hard to crack a rock.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, isn't it?
Not even with magic
you wouldn't
to
download
chip
a
off
tunnel.
what is basically
Crack
glass.
a rock, would you?
So yeah, you use shatter, and the wall does fracture and splinter, not with enough force to like send out projectiles, but it cracks and pieces like come off and begin floating down to the bottom of this tunnel. However, As you do so, you notice that, and anyone with dark vision would see this as well, the rutilations in the veins of quartz immediately seem to realign themselves into a new pattern, changing their orientation and shape. The obsidian walls flash, not with light, but almost as though they became darker for a moment, like a rolling flicker, and then thud. Those of you swimming ahead bump into a wall of force in front of you. Invisible to the eye, but certainly palpable. You are completely underwater, and all of you can breathe, and are sealed into this narrow underwater passage.
Iceberg.
What?
Is it cold up there? I got a chunk.
As our heroes are at no risk of dying to this encounter, we have a confessional for the Pants Horse.
Which one?
The Pants Horse.
You had an opportunity to call it the Clothes Horse, and that's so upsetting.
Oh.
It's more specific
Count
than
me in.
that.
No, but Clothes Horse is a thing.
Trouse horse.
Trouse Horse. I like that.
That's a Pokemon.
I don't know, Guy. I don't know if we're gonna make it. You know what? You've convinced me. God damn it, you know just what to say. All right. Listen up, everybody. I know you're all wrapped up in the adventure happening below the island right now, but there's some shit going down up here. I, Pants Horse, and Pants Guy, and Gimp Pants Guy are on a mission. Little Spoon led us to something of great importance. There is an even deeper, darker danger on this island. And we are now the main characters of this story. We need to save the world, and it's all gonna happen on that mountain right there.
Little Spoon.
Nay, nay.
Oh.
Now watch me whip.
I was waiting for it.
Are we stuck in a water tunnel?
Yes.
Oh, can y'all not see out of that?
Oh no, I can see.
I can't.
I should also add,
Can I try to teleport 30 feet in front of it? Like, is there still more tunnel, or is it now like blank?
yeah, there is more tunnel. I will say, though, there is a complication to this.
Okay.
And you can thank last episode, chat, and I do, because I love you and you're great.
What did you do?
Those of you who bump into the invisible force field,
Yes.
and anyone who does not roll an amazing deck save right now, let's see
great.
them. So right now, I'm going to say that Kettle and
Save.
Poppy are an auto fail because you bumped a little bit into the front.
Sure. Okay.
But deck saves from the rest of y'all.
Who is she?
Ooh.
How good is good?
Oh no.
What'd you get?
Set it down.
15?
Yeah, that'll do. That's fun. Okay.
I cannot.
Nope.
I can help. I bump into it and I go, "There's a wall here, and it's bad." And you add +4.
I got a 17.
Flash of genius.
17? What?
18.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so just you two. Those who bump into the front wall
Ow.
immediately stick to it
Ah!
No.
and are completely adhered underwater to this wall.
Sticky.
No.
How is
It's
this
sticky!
How is this possible?
It's sticky.
Oh,
She's still turning up. We love it.
hang on. I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic.
Ah, beans.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No,
It's
you-
8:38.
You
Would
solved
like
his
me to-
puzzle.
Oh no, we have to move on. Yeah, so you cast Dispel Magic. I will say, make an Arcana check for me,
Sure.
because you're rolling so well tonight.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you said that.
Bardic Inspiration. Are you doing
Oh,
magic
no.
up there? Oh, yeah, let's go.
This is OneD&D rules.
Was that a 20?
It was not.
On
Oh.
It was an
one, she
18,
rolled
but I'm
that.
pretty sure Arcana is intelligence based, which means it's a 17.
You have inspiration.
I'll use inspiration.
2d10, take the higher number.
It was the same.
number.
Sorry.
Look, I'm still
How could
me.
you?
I did this.
So that's a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's 17 plus 5?
22.
Okay, great. Yeah, sweet. Okay.
So good.
So yeah, you were able to dispel it. The force field does seem to dissipate, although it feels like ripping off duct tape to you two.
Oh, sorry, y'all. I didn't know that was gonna do that.
That
Poppy
said,
doesn't have a right eyebrow
Oh,
anymore.
no. No, it's a look.
but you know, yeah, you're honestly working it.
Yeah.
But you notice though that as you were attempting to dispel that magic,
Oh,
the-
it's fine. It's
the-
a good look.
Thank you.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can just see it.
And I also
beautiful.
see like a floating eyebrow stuck to nothing in the water.
It's perfectly
Just a
intact.
little bit of glowing hair.
A fish swims by and it sticks right over its lip.
Oh, worth it!
Oh, we have
a little
mustache
buddy.
fish.
Yeah.
You keep it.
And,
It
and,
looks
it gets,
better.
and it immediately gets a
Professional for
promotion and a
mustache fish.
girlfriend.
Wow. You never did that
Fish
for me.
fuck.
It worked.
You got silver streaks and scales. Just
I love fish.
all right.
I'm
So
not saying I'd fuck this fish.
I'm not
I were
saying
a
that.
fish.
that said, you notice as you attempt to dispel that magic that there is a very complex mechanism at work here. And I'll say, even at that, you feel like you barely made that work, and only because the machinery here, the enchantments here are so fucking old, they're ready to give out. But it felt like having to fight against an incredibly intricate mechanism to pull that force field back down.
Okay, I guess detect magic for a
I'm a
bit.
little bit of a bull in a china
You are
shop.
blinded!
I know the feeling.
Yeah, so you cast detect magic. This whole place is lousy with it. Everywhere you look, it's
Love lousy
protective
magic.
spells, it's barrier spells, it's detection spells. There's a bunch more coming up ahead, too.
Of which kind? All of it?
So much.
Wow.
There's
Armadillos are very crafty.
conjuration, abjuration, whole. You know what? All those fun schools.
Wow. It's a school of fish.
How many Zimas in are you?
I just keep going because I think an armadillo did all this.
Yeah.
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 Well, all right. Yeah. let's
An
go.
armadillo did this, and he's going to give us treasure.
Listen, I'm smarter than every armadillo.
Silas gave this to us, right?
No, an armadillo did.
But I thought it was from Silas. I thought he said that he was going to give us a big hurrah and we had to do the thing. And then an armadillo came up with a scroll.
Well, yeah, but it's like when you throw a party and you hire somebody to plan the party for you.
Right, he was his telegram. His candygram.
Oh, I thought the armadillo put it all together.
The tunnel seems to widen just ahead and feed upward. A few more strokes and you break through the surface of the water. It looks like a lab or a research station of some kind, but unimaginably ancient. It's a large
no, the
half
treasure's
sphere.
homework.
Oh my god, the treasure's home!
It's a large half-sphere shaped space lined with tables and surfaces made of stone and long since covered in algae and worn by time. There's a variety of what could have once been glass or metal instruments, carvings on the walls, etchings, fragments of what was once paper, a few surviving pieces of vellum, etc., though all degraded from thousands of years. Two particular features of the room stand out to you all. The first, an obelisk. At the opposite end of the room and dancing along its surface, little blue glowing specks that weave hundreds of chaotic little patterns across it, with a vicious crack down its side. Second, a tall skeleton sits slumped
12
back
feet?
in an armchair
12 feet?
of stone carved from the wall.
2 feet.
The bones have evidently been mineralized, preserved in their form by calcite that renders them an almost crystalline quality. It's holding something in its left hand.
What
Does
color
this look
crystal?
Like a predecessor
Yeah.
lab?
Roll history with advantage.
Oh, good. History, the other intelligence-based thing.
You're
that
good.
we're
You
good
got
at.
this. You're cleric.
And we have a whole reroll left.
Can I just need
Do
somebody else to
that
see what
one.
just
Yeah,
happened?
nailed it. I have something I've been wanting to do, and this is the perfect opportunity.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I cast Dance Macabre on it.
Yay!
17.
You cast what?
Dance Macabre. I reanimate it.
Dance Macabre? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What a fun name for a spell.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so as we swim into the room, Effie sees the skeleton and excited by, oh, this is all just like fun and homework. It like eliminates a lot of the fear that she usually has when going into encounters. So she's like, oh great, a homework puzzle. I can do this. And she flips through her book really quick and goes,
She loves an escape room.
Okay, right.
Yes.
So do I. And she like scribbles a couple of like shapes into her book, and
to
then
jump to
sets
the left.
it down.
Step to the right.
And from the book, these like this kind of liquid seeps out of it and into the cracks in the floor of this old lab, up to the feet of the skeleton. And it's a zombie now.
Now, what in terms of cognition does that spell impart, if anything?
That is a great question.
Thank you.
So, I decide whether it is a zombie or a skeleton, the stats for it. So obviously it would be a skeleton in this. So it uses whatever stats like the monster of a skeleton does. And then I mostly have what it can do to attack.
So we're not
but I
looking
can
at-
mentally command it.
Right. But
Is
it's
it dancing?
Is it undead now, or do
but
you
it's
wanna
not like
talk to it?
self-aware. It's not.
No, if
okay.
I issue no commands to it, the creature does nothing except for defend themselves against hostile creatures. Once given an order, the creature continues to follow until their task is complete. The creature's under your control until the spell ends. Yeah.
Make it break dance.
Spooky, scary skeleton.
Do you want to talk to it?
Break dance!
And you see the skeleton is struggling to move because all of its bones have completely fused together as calcite. It's all mineralized. And so it's
Why is it struggling? It doesn't have musculature or tendons. It's a magical thing. Figure your shit out.
Do you want to go?
The
Kai? I will bring
skeleton?
Terrace Nora down here right now.
No, I'm fine.
I will make her
please.
weird
Ice cold
again.
water.
I'm fine.
Okay.
You see as joints crack and fracture as it gingerly tries to stand, but it bears an awkward gait as it's still trying to loosen those joints that are literally solid rocks. It's literally what Vince Casso feels like right now.
So, Effie, what do we learn from reanimating a skeleton?
That I can.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I can tell you what the chair is.
Oh,
I rolled a nat 20.
oh, great.
I like the chair. Also one of my things.
So you identified the
Zippers,
chair.
button chairs. Yeah,
Yeah,
is it
that's a
royal?
blast.
Is it from a destiny kind of thing? Is it like, what is it? He's sitting in a throne under the sea, under a island.
A fantastic question, and one that I will answer.
Later.
No, soon.
Oh,
Any moment.
you're stalling.
But I don't know why. I also want to know, what was your history check?
17.
Oh, 17, okay. And you pulled the thing out of its hand, right?
Uh-huh.
So-
While that's happening, I just figured I'd just grab it on its way to do the coffee
It was-
grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll resolve these in turn. So you do notice that this is indeed, it bears some of the markings of a predecessor ruin, although most predecessor ruins you've encountered are far, far, far better preserved than this. Typically they are magically and hermetically sealed in one way or another. This was just kind of like a wet tunnel into a room.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Oh, there.
I'd have been fine if you didn't make the face.
Isn't that always
She
the
wouldn't have made the
case?
face if you'd have been fine.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I know what I
I'm
am.
not sure I take the full blame for that one.
Oh,
so,
sure.
So yeah, so Klulik kind of nudges Elena's like, this looks like a Nasik thing, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Do you know anything?
Stop it.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I thought it was just a wet tunnel into a room.
Me too.
That's what I get called.
No, I don't. I mean, I have studied the predecessors a little bit, but there's not a lot of actual writing on them available.
Oh God, this
So-
guy's still here.
I was asked a direct question.
It's okay. He's
You
not.
have the
Can you breathe on
play
the
a
wall?
song thing.
This
Well, I've got
thing?
magic.
Isn't that from the sea?
Quoi?
What do I have?
Song of my people.
Oh, yes. So, a couple other things. Now, the chair. It appears to be just a roughly hewn stone seat carved out of the wall. Though it does look like it might have at least once been the center of some kind of control unit for this
So
room.
this is like an underground base at some point.
In a sense, yes.
Oh.
And then you notice this in tandem with Ella, who, as you grab this thing from his hand, it turns out to be what appears to be like a long shard of tourmaline.
Oh.
And then, Poppy, you notice that on the table just next to where that skeleton was seated in that chair, there's a small port, the same diameter of that tourmaline shard, and the surface itself is very gently glowing in an inward pattern.
Oh, it's a fantasy Fortress of Solitude situation.
Put that shard in the hole.
All right.
Gross.
Words exist in other ways.
Hey, I actually was fine
We're all
with
just
it.
in a weird mindset. It's a weird day.
And honestly,
I said
you
shard.
created
It's true. Before we get into all this, we have
Let
a
me see
confessional.
your shard.
For the whole.
I will not do it. I will not do it.
Put the shard in the air.
Because it will change the rating of this show.
What is it?
Steven Twitch, no.
I will show feet, so help me God. We have a confessional for Mustache Fish.
Yay!
We're back to wholesome.
He's having the best day. He's having the best day of
Yeah,
his
What?
life.
please,
Don't make us hate it.
please let him be good.
Let him just be a sweet, handsome little fish.
Okay. Well, we'll see how you like this. I was just having an ordinary day. Swimming through a tunnel, following some perhaps new friends as they explored the depths of this island. I was merely an ordinary fish. I have a simple job, a simple little family. I am no one special. A face you may lose in the shoal. But then,
Les poissons.
but then, as I swam with this cadre of strange and enigmatic people, I'm in too deep. All of a sudden, something came over me. This beautiful mustache. It landed upside down, so it's like, it's like a Dali. This beautiful mustache landed upon my fishy lip, and all of a sudden I was a changed fish. I feel cultured. I feel renewed. I feel like I could go out there and conquer the sea. And in fact, I just might. Unless I am killed for a bit, you will see me return as a fun new recurring character here on Failed Save. Blub blub.
Attract sharks!
Oh.
Yeah, I hate myself too.
Okay, key opening the door thing. That's fine.
You socket the gem into the port.
As that happens, Kettle's keeping an eye on the obelisk. That's what he's been investigating, just in case there's.
Yes,
any
let's actually though, let's move to that for a moment as this is happening sort of in tandem. So, Kettle, what are you looking for in this obelisk?
Honestly, you said there was like a crack.
A crack in it, and like lines and lights dancing across its surface.
So you can see that Kettle is analyzing it, but if you were to look closer, he's sort of sizing up the wedge of his axe as if he's gonna just take it. See if it would.
Yeah.
Can anyone help?
Roll.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, but no one's watching.
Roll investigation.
We'll use investigation.
Like no one
got
can
a
hear
skeleton
Puckle.
breakdancing.
Yeah, respooky.
Oh, buddy.
21.
Oh shit!
Let's go! Detectives.
And this is you to size up to see if.
Just what happened.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Wait, can I help you? Because I also believe in breaking stuff.
Just to see.
Yeah.
Just
Great.
turn off the mechanism that can open the door
Oh.
or whatever the key is.
So you examine it more closely, and it looks like this fissure was not caused by any weapon attack, any sort of damage, but was just an erosion of time. You see where algae has actually
The
been
greatest
eating
weapon.
into the stone. Nature's weapon.
Yeah.
It
Universal.
comes
Common.
for us all. Nihilism with Kettle.
Nothing matters.
Okay, I gotta stop. Help me. Algae has eaten away part of the obelisk, and it is still stable, but it would not take a lot of force to destroy it if someone tried to do that.
Got it. So Kettle's just going to keep an eye on it as the shard fidgeting happens.
Meanwhile, though, as you fidget the shard,
Yes.
I do want to know real quick,
Yes.
what are we doing with the skeleton right now? He's just kind of like hanging out, or they're kind of hanging out.
Is he doing a little dance?
Yeah, I
was
thought he
dancing.
was breakdancing.
Did you want to talk to her or you just wanted to dance?
Oh, yeah, no, I suppose. Well, wait.
infinitely spinning on its
Just
head.
sending calcite everywhere.
I have Mind Link, which is something I always have the ability to do, and I don't have to share the language with a creature.
Okay.
And I can telepathically speak with it. So while I will be asking it to continue to breakdance, I'll be like, so, what's your deal?
I guess keep Speak with Dead, but I want Effie to think that she's the one who did it.
Oh.
Okay, and what are the limitations on Speak with Dead in terms of...
How long it's been dead?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, and is that the one where you can only ask a specific number of questions?
Yeah, it's 5 questions.
5 questions,
Also,
okay.
I mean, if it's animated, I don't know if a skeleton can speak.
Yeah,
It's
but there's no
depending
like
on the
recall of the soul necessarily. I think you're just like animating the body as a thrall to command,
then-
essentially.
Cool, so I guess my first question accidentally is, so, what's your deal?
What's my deal? My deal is I am a conservation expert.
Nice.
And I work with animals.
It's okay. It sounded like there was going to be more to that, and you stopped.
No, that is how I speak.
Oh, rough. Okay.
Love when we find that in the moment.
The first rule of vocal performance is always end on an up.
A fact.
Is what my friends are doing here, like safe? Just pointing around at what everyone is doing.
Yeah.
Yes?
No.
They are not in danger right now. No, they're not going to get hurt.
Cool.
Watch me.
Sorry, I'm on the group call.
Is this being vocalized out loud to all of us?
This is a mental link.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Well,
Well,
you
because
speak
Speak
with
with Dead is
Dead.
cast, but you're talking to it mentally,
I am doing a mind link.
which I'll
We can all
say,
hear it.
I'll say this is telepathic, so Effie, this is for you.
Right. Okay. But you can. I think she is like, yeah.
One half of the conversation.
Interesting. So if you want to know, I'll happily clue you in. If you
No.
want to pop in.
I think you're having fun in your own way.
Yeah, I think
I'm happy to be like, he says, he worked with animals and was like a collected information.
Neat! I look straight at Clulick.
Like a librarian.
I want to, I
I
don't
will
make a
say-
big thing of it. I want to know if you're having fun. That's
Oh.
very important to her.
That's cool. Skeleton talks to animals or works with animals.
Yes, what were you doing when I looked up at you?
You know, the usual.
Were you smiling? Like, what did you look like? You just doodling?
Yeah, just taking it all in. Because Klulik knows that this is probably where they were supposed to go, but also is worried that in following a harmless armadillo's note, they went to the wrong place and are now in trouble.
Fair.
As you speak to the skeleton, Silas also breaks water and comes up into
In front of us?
Well, we've
Play
only
the
got
fiddle.
we've only got minutes to get him to the hospital.
Silas also breaks the surface of the pool and enters the room. But I will say, Effie, as you mentally speak with the individual, the voice sounds, and even like, because you're not getting like an image of them in your mind necessarily, but the vibe you get, the feeling you get, the tone of the voice does not imply a gender. And the skeleton itself as well, anyone who is anatomically aware, I guess, of predecessor bones, does not imply any distinct gender.
Okay, great. Hey, Klulik, I'm talking to the skeleton. Did you have anything you wanted to ask it? Is this kind of your scavenger hunt?
Oh. I usually don't ask for hints at the escape room until we're running low on time.
Well,
Does the note thing?
it's a predecessor, sweetheart. Do you need...
Oh.
do you want to know anything else? Do you want to
Well-
ask if they know your song?
Oh. Hey, bud. Do you know how to open this?
I'm afraid I don't.
They said no.
None of them ever do.
All right. How many questions do I have left?
2?
I think there are 2 left.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh no.
But how many wishes?
Wish for more wishes.
Well, did we ask? I guess ask if we solved the puzzle of the room. Did we open it right?
I think we waited to open it until...
Oh.
Is that gonna open it? The thing that
as you ask the question, because all of this is going to happening like simultaneously.
Okay.
As you ask the question, the gem fully sockets into the device.
There was a little bit of cello's light in it.
You had to like clean it out a little bit.
WD-40.
There's a flash, and a spell discharges in the room around you. You feel it in your inner ear. You further realize, Poppy, that you are not standing alone at the panel holding that gem. In the very same position you're in, there's a ghostly mirage. A hand holding the gem just as you are until it pulls away and steps back from the panel. The figure is tall, perhaps 6'2" and genderless. They're dressed in loose linens that seem to hang somewhat damp in this humid cave. They look around, attempting, it seems, to center themselves in the frame, as it were, and they begin to speak. Those of you who watched this begin, who were present for the adventures of Campaign 1, so Ella and Klulik, you recognize this looks quite similar to the magical hologram you saw in the predecessor lab that recorded the last events that took place there, essentially.
Clue video.
Yeah.
And the figure begins to speak in a language you understand, and you feel your ears kind of tingle as the audio does play. All right. Well, I lost all the other recordings on the trip over here, so this will have to do. We're gone. All of us. My people, boy, who knew it would come to this? But hey, if you're seeing this, that means that maybe someone made it, or someone came after. I guess that's better than... Oof. Anyway, I wanted you to know what you were dealing with here if you stumble across it. When I fled the homeland, making way through leagues of silence and death, I found hundreds upon hundreds of Anthu. You watch as a little ghostly armadillo hops up onto the figure's shoulder from out of frame. Anthu, who did not understand what had happened to their companions, who couldn't let go and join them in the after. I took up as many as I could and I fled east to this island, but I unfortunately contracted the blight before I made it out. So I know my days are numbered, but at least these Anthu will have a peaceful place to live without fear, to take the time they need to come to terms with their loss and to move on. So long as this spell holds up and this place remains intact, they'll be able to leave when they're ready. If it doesn't, I don't know what they'll become, but I know that I couldn't leave them back there. I had to give them a chance. And the figure walks back toward the chair and sits down. They reach over, they pluck the gem from its socket in the hologram before settling in to rest. The ghostly image disappears, leaving only the empty seat behind where the skeleton had sat when you entered.
Oh, that's if the skeleton wasn't kicking windmills, that's where it would have been. It would have lined up really nice.
I turn to the skeleton. Oh, you can stop dancing. Sorry. I guess the last question, that was you, right?
That was the last thing that I managed to get out before the end, I guess. But if all of you are here, then maybe that means it will be okay after all.
Kettle swings.
Oh, Kettle! Oh, at the obelisk, not the guy.
At the obelisk.
Still not
swings
great.
on someone.
Still not great.
So they get, I take the help action, so he attacks with advantage.
Yeah.
So here's something funky.
That's
Okay, is it funky fresh?
A little bit.
Okay.
Kettle, I want you to roll your attack.
Okay.
And with, the advantage and all that. Kai, I want you to roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh. 19.
Also 19, thanks.
Yay!
For the advantage.
Nice. 21.
25.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yay!
So-
this is only good!
Kai,
Yeah.
how do you help Kettle?
If I watched you kind of like lining up your shot, I'm gonna wait until I see like an auspicious pattern emerge, and I'm like, hold, swing!
Beautiful. A couple things happen. So, Kettle, you swing, and your hit was 25. Okay, great. Yeah, you collide easily with the obelisk. I'm assuming you're aiming for the obvious weak spot.
Yeah.
It cracks the rest of the way down, and you see as the obelisk begins to turn. Kai, you realize a subtle wrinkle in this plan, in that the obelisk being destroyed or damaged was actually making it more difficult for the Onthu to pass on. And so now there's this discharge of energy that is beginning to build, and you feel it is not good. However, with your roll, you may take an action to attempt to channel or do something to allow the spell to go off properly. How would Kai handle that as the only one here who is immediately aware it's happening?
So I don't want you to break this, or I need to do something with the energy as it's being released?
It feels like it's already broken, like we're past that point.
Yeah, okay.
But now the spell is releasing in a way that's about to be a problem.
Nice.
And so you rolled well. How would you resolve that?
I think with the sound of like a large whale song, she just sort of yells out and is trying to grab all of that energy.
Yeah.
And provide it order via like musicality, because her interaction with arcane magic is through the lens of music, and it's like mathematical and precise and relies on order, and she sees like chaos erupting forth in this like underwater thing. Like there's more visualization to the weave down here, and if she can see it, she can try to bend. I will burn every spell slot I have left, like run it out. I want her to be able to grab that energy and put it back into order so it channels away properly.
Yeah, what spell slots do you have right now available?
Oh god.
What's your highest level spell slot?
I've got one more 5 left.
I'd say burn a 5 and we can channel some fun shit
Okay,
here.
sweet.
You come to be aware of a couple of things here. You come to be aware of a couple things here. The first being that all of the little dancing lights on the surface of the obelisk appear to represent one of the Onthu on the island. And their power discharging but not being able to actually reconnect with the physical Onthu they represent is what's about to make no-no here.
It's a no-no zone!
Yay!
Okay.
But you're grabbing, you're channeling, you're focusing, just trying to use all of your power to contain this and allow the magic to function properly. Simultaneous to that, Klulik. Silas entered the room just before this happened and was even approaching to begin talking to you and being like, oh, this is awesome. Signing, obviously. Or mentally group chatting.
Yeah. Telepathic bonds.
But this all begins to go down. He watches the recording with you, just stunned and awestruck, like amazed, trepidatious, unsure, but still amazed at the wonder of it. But once the obelisk begins to tilt, to break, once the magic begins to fire off and flashes of red and blue and green energy and fire begin to fill that part of the room, you watch the reflections in his eyes. You see the pops of energy, and you see as he's struck still and backs up against the far wall, and it looks so much like that day. The day that you nearly lost him, when he and Jiren both were taken under the surf in a barrage of magic that nearly ended both of their lives. And you see as he's gripping his throat and he's huddled back against the far wall, just completely struck still.
Run over to him immediately and grab him. I'm like, it's okay. You're gonna be okay. Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's gonna happen again!
No,
just
it's not.
like that?
No, it's not. It's not. She's got it. She's got it. We're gonna be fine.
And he reaches out a hand and grabs your shoulders, grabs on with a firm grip, not painful but firm. And you see, though, in this moment, as he creates that connection with you, as he is able to physically be with you, to have you there, he does seem to calm a little bit. It does seem to center him.
It's gonna be all right. It's fine. It's fine. We got this. We got this. You're gonna be safe.
Meanwhile,
I'm just gonna take really quickly the little flute that I have that gives people like calm and confidence.
The
and
coddle bottle?
I'm gonna give the coddle bottle to Klulik so that he can comfort him additionally if he would like to.
Sure.
I'll hold on to it for right now.
And you see as Kai is putting all of this, just like channeling all of this. And the energy begins to build back into that shape of the obelisk, begins to focus back into the visible trails of light across its surface, like you're focusing it into its proper form. The whole room begins to fill with a beautiful, glowing warmth, a happiness, a freedom. You're suddenly aware that the room is filled with little blue, glowing creatures, like wisps or wee clouds, hundreds of them, tiny little animals. They're looking upon you all with gratitude, as one by one, they begin to dissipate. As they do, however, we have a confessional for Silas.
Oh, buddy.
Oh no!
Oh, he's doing great. He's doing so good. So strong.
3, 2.
It's taken a year and everything that I have in me to forget that day. I didn't even realize until after it all happened, not just losing all the friends I thought I'd never see again, unsure if they would live or die, but what it felt like to lose Jiren. She was a woman that at that point I'd barely even come to know, who stayed back on that boat because she thought it was right and she wanted to give her sister a chance. We talked as we sailed out. We bonded over the fact that there was someone we were leaving behind who we cared more about than ourselves. And I really thought some just dumb little part of me, I guess, thought that because if we do a heroic thing that we'll make it out, because the hero always survives. The hero saves the day and then they're okay. And I watched her go under. I watched her disappear and it wasn't okay. I saw what happened to Nikram right in front of my eyes and it wasn't okay. I don't think that I'm okay. I don't think I'm ever gonna be completely okay. But just having Klulik again, even with all this going on again, it feels like so much more than before. It feels like it's us against it, and not just me. I just think I need that, but without the horrors, without the fighting and the death. I think I just need that. Squawk, squawk.
And Klulik's got his.
Oh fuck! I was on the group chat.
Klulik's got his arm around Silas. And he's like,
See, look, it turned out okay. Look at all this. This is great. All those little curses. They were little things that needed to be set free.
You guys are heroes.
Oh, we're mostly idiots.
I'd say we're heroes. Look what I did. You're welcome.
Okay.
Klulik,
I think we might be.
look. I don't know about you, but I gotta go home. I think I gotta get away from all this, and I'm never gonna tell you how to live your life or what to do. Or when you have a higher calling like this, there's nothing I can ever say that's gonna be more important than I wouldn't want it to be, but I really want you to be there with me. I want to run the tea shop, and I want to get the fledglings through some level of secondary schooling that we haven't quite landed on yet.
Indeterminate level, sure.
I think maybe they're applying to colleges.
Depending on the moment,
That's
sure.
young enough.
Yeah, that feels right. Look, this is a lot, and it's not It's not a higher calling. I think you have a really distorted view of who I am and what I do.
Look at what you've done.
Yeah, just
You guys saved the world. No one even knows that it was you who did it.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really cool. I do.
Yeah, but it's not what I set out to do. Listen. I set out to find you. We're gonna get you home. That's the most important thing. Okay? We'll get you home safe.
Okay.
And we'll figure out whatever else from there.
There's no higher calling than family, Savis.
I don't tell anybody, but I aim my Morn horn at the back of your head. What do I hear?
What does the Morn horn do
The Morn
again?
horn tells me the person's deepest regret.
I left him. I left him at the temple. And it ruined everything. For everybody. And if I leave him behind again, I will be putting myself in a position where I could be ruining his life again.
You feel Poppy's arms wrap around the back of you. And she says, you should go with him.
Yeah. I gotta
think
get him
it's-
home.
You also need to go home for a bit too.
You guys, if I have to take off for a little while, are you guys gonna be okay?
I'll miss you. A lot.
I don't wanna leave you in a position where
Don't worry about me.
I think you've earned some rest.
For once, I agree with Kettle.
Your help is invaluable, but there is no higher calling than family.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get Silas home and figure out what to do from there, but I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
It's alright.
As the Onthu finally begin to finish this release, this passing on, they begin to hum in a beautiful chorus, a song that inspires the heart and stills the mind. Plulik, something clicks for you.
Yes, sir.
Aminal song. And bop it. You play the music box, finishing out the tune you've been arranging for months. The final line appears on the box, and it loosens in your grip, coming to pieces.
Oh,
There's
you broke it.
I'm Clue, I'm sorry, let me try to fix it.
There's something
Stay.
inside of it. It's a little sphere of rutilated quartz with gold streaks within. And you realize that it seems, and why it seems, a little familiar to you. It's just like the one that was set in the odd checkerboard-like toy that you and Dazzle had stolen on your first ever heist. You sold it not long after, but this one is nearly identical. And you do still have the chessboard.
Huh. Yeah. Wow.
What is it?
It's can you hold it for a second?
Yes.
Coming up from the pool as you open up the board, you see first Huford,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Duford,
Lewis. And Lewis.
Yeah.
Wild.
We didn't go for Lou.
That would be absurd.
Huford,
That's not a name.
Duford, and Lewis pop above the water and shake their feathers out, followed behind them by Guy with his hands up like, listen, they keep spawning us together, okay? Like, just give me a break. They wanted to see you again. They said they missed you real bad.
Kettle swings.
Hey.
Help action.
I plan the skeleton to help him attack.
Ooh, that's good. That's better.
We're just gonna pile on. And I'm
Any
not gonna-
Anthu left to just like,
Yeah.
A pylon?
Send
so
them
many
away.
armadillos.
A calcite skeleton and a kettle converge on Guy at once, who's like, fuck. And
Amazing.
not fucking doing this.
I don't like that.
There's 2 more. I'll be back.
Oh my god.
God.
How?
There's so many guys. We're forming an army. There's still
them off on
God
the
guy out
thing.
there.
Yeah, send them off on that journey.
Oh
We'll do a
yeah.
little- We'll do a little thing.
A guy quest.
A little
Guy quest.
A little guy quest.
Scary
with,
guy
with,
quest.
Will Stern.
Scary guy quest. The creator of D&D.
Oh my god, we've been looking everywhere for you. They said you were doing like a scavenger hunt. We were like so jazzed because we don't do that at home.
That's true.
We just sit by the feeder.
Okay. I'd like to think that I've given you a more full life than that.
Probably.
wouldn't we
But,
all?
hey dad, how old am I?
Oh.
What's my birthday?
I don't know.
I
You
cast
were-
detect thoughts.
I'm fucking with you.
You
Neither do
were
I.
found.
No, I cast detect thoughts. He's thinking of his birthday. When is it?
It's. I gotta come up with months in this world.
Yeah.
Winter
Now's the time. For
Winter
one of us.
It's today.
Whoa.
Yeah, there it is.
I pass it across the telepathic bond. It's today.
And which one said that?
They're triplets.
You can't even tell us apart.
That's an above game question.
Okay, those-
They all have the same birthday.
let's call that Lewis.
Okay.
They're not triplets.
Yeah, and one wears red, and one wears blue,
If
and one
they're
wears
triplets,
green.
then it's all. Then
They're
it's,
all their birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, obviously.
We're all on the same level here.
Hatch day.
Yeah, it's I think it's actually. Well, it's a scavenger hunt that I've been on for a very long time, I think. Do you want to it fits right in here.
I miss this.
What?
Okay. Yep, I'll do it.
Yep.
I don't know what that meant.
It meant
Fucky. I didn't remember. You know, they go away. Yeah. And you spend time apart from them, and you just think about
how
all
weird
the,
they get.
Yeah, and then they come back, and you're like, oh, they fuck with me all the time.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a weird guy.
Huh?
You're a bit of a weird guy. You raise a bit of weird kid.
Yeah.
It's just, Klulik, you know, we just miss doing zany shit like this with you.
Yes.
We miss fucking around and
Well, language.
being.
Thank you.
Sorry, Auntie Kai.
Oh my god. I think my biological clock just came on. My
It's counting down fast. Oh no!
It's gone. We're good.
I mean,
Come here. Come here. Goes right there.
The board shifts and arranges itself before your eyes. The squares sliding over and around each other to reshape the playing surface. Even as you watch, little chess-like pieces appear at various areas of the board, which has arrived at a configuration akin to the shape of a map of Boros.
You're playing the game wrong.
One piece in particular stands out, sitting on a little island. It looks like you.
I don't,
Wait.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Do you ever have one of those moments where maybe you're at a party or something and you close your eyes and you're like, okay, remember this, remember this, remember this.
You will.
You know?
I pass you Murray's glasses. Mwah.
And you think to yourself, you gotta remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's gonna be over. And when it's over, it's gonna end so soon.
Yes.
But when you're sad or you're angry, you think you're gonna be sad or angry forever. Why do you think we do that to ourselves?
I'll let you know when I figured it out. But before you go, I have once a month a special power. I don't remember where I got it. But I can connect to a dead person once a month.
You can. Paint me a picture.
So I just, whatever hand he's not holding like his little like piece in, I'm gonna just kind of like put like a hand over his.
Awooga.
Fuck off.
Me and a bunch of ANPs just clap.
And I look at Klulik and then I just say, oh, this is the first time I've been brave enough to do this. Dazzle, are you there?
And you close your eyes for a moment, Klulik. Just a blink. And you open them. And it looks like Dazzle is sitting right in front of you, where Ella was a moment ago.
I'm gonna cast a spell magic. On the telepathic bond, so they have.
Okay.
That almost went sideways.
That's crazy.
That was about to
I was
be.
like, honestly,
That's so crazy.
honestly, good bit.
That was about to be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
No. Respect.
And you see Dazzle kind of look around for a minute and like, oh, it's bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit. Look what I did. All by myself with no help.
Wow, you really couldn't sell that board to anybody, could you?
No.
Did you figure out what that song was?
Yeah. But can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I kept coming up with different songs and I wasn't really keeping track.
So you don't know which one?
They were just
which one
random
worked?
every time. It's crazy. Now that I think back on it,
Yeah.
I could have been like writing something down, or I could have tried different. I could have, like, oh, I'll do the same 4, and then I'll change it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
Well, maybe at the tea shop you'll take up music or something.
Maybe. Are you good?
Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
Murray's good?
Murray's good. Murray's kicking ass up here. It is a little bit chaotic, but it's exciting, you know? I miss you a lot.
I miss you too. Do you, they'll be okay if I take a break, right? Do you have any, like, special death powers where you can see the future now?
I can't see the future,
Okay.
but I've
Do you have any use at all?
maybe even less than before. But I've been seeing you all so far, and I know I wondered that too. It was a little late when I had to wonder it, but you guys were okay.
And you and I are good, right? I did everything I could.
Oh, cool. You're my brother. You did more than I thought you could. I didn't think you were this capable.
Oh, I'm not. Holy shit, Silas thinks I'm like some sort of like superhero or something. He has no idea how big an idiot I am.
Oh, I wish I could tell him.
I'm so relieved that I'm just going home. I feel like I'm out of my depth every single day.
Yeah. You were better at adventuring when you were willing to steal stuff anyways.
I have no use to anyone now. I just tell the truth and I make sandwiches for children.
Yeah, you're a bit of a narc.
Yeah.
So go make sandwiches for kids, I guess. Are they still kids? I don't understand.
Birds is weird.
Yeah, birds is weird.
Birds is weird.
I love you, buddy.
I love you too.
And I'm glad you get a little break, all right?
I'll see you soon.
Well, I hope not, but I'll visit.
Probably sooner.
Don't. You stop that. You were like 7 when we started.
Yeah.
You're not coming to me, I'm coming to you.
I don't understand how that works. Your threats are as empty as always. I have to go.
Also, kind of terrifying.
And you can feel Dazzle hug you. And it starts as something that's like too light to the touch and almost incorporeal. But as she settles in on your shoulders, it like firms up into feeling like a hug, and a very familiar hug.
I miss you.
I miss you too. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
No,
Probably.
no.
Yeah.
In the nice way. I'll see you soon in the nice way.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm gonna go out peaceful.
In like 17 years.
I love you. Bye.
I love you
Yes.
too.
You got silver feathers.
Hey,
so hot.
Hey, tell everyone I say hi.
Okay. There are a lot of new ones,
Oh.
and there's just more new ones every day.
Okay, don't tell them.
About to be another one. You blink again, and you're looking at Ella.
You're
sitting in
hugging
front
Ella.
of you. I know. Is it a ghost thing? Is it Ghost? Is it the movie Ghost? Is that it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Did she say anything for the rest of us?
Oh, she said she saw what you did.
Oh.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Should have. She's a fucking narc.
She said she saw what you did. She didn't tell me what, but she said it did not play well over there.
That's not an arc.
Before
She didn't tell me shit. No.
Before Klulik, you move your piece, make your choice. We have one final confessional from the gag guy on guy horse group.
Wow.
Can't
You
leave
do
before I
this,
hear from
Chad.
him. Can't leave before I hear from him.
Yeah, actually,
I
we
need
were
to
kind
know
of
he's.
having a moment.
I need to know he's okay.
Count me in.
Hate it.
Turns out I don't like how that sounds. Rain is pouring down on the cliffs of the great mountain of the island of Kursenik. Gag guy lies bleeding paper mache blood on the floor. Another guy, fresh and oily, stands above him. You're not gonna go out like this, man. Stay with me, buddy. Come on. You can't do this. Don't go towards the light. Gag guy removes the gag. Looks the other guy in the face, pulls him close, and says, "My brother, my captain, my king." And they kiss. They fucking kiss.
Yeah.
Finally, someone's kissing in this damn game.
The horse is currently on its hind legs. Both of its top pants are ripped off. It's sporting a wicked six-pack with a sword in both hooves. And you see finally the enemy they are facing on the top. I went to bed hours ago. You see finally the enemy they're facing on the top of this mountain, carved up with scars, matted and missing fur, and strapped with gear. Noodle.
What?
Meow meow.
What?
Back to the cave.
What? Okay. Anyway, a serious moment. is
My
happening.
boys are fighting. My boys.
Created.
Also, I've never been less attracted to two guys kissing.
It's so slick, it can't get purchased.
No, stop.
Klulik, it's been an honor traveling with you these many years. 3 years. You and I have been just making hell, just getting wild out there. Boy, remember when I was just a potion maker in that one city? It's like a normal NPC?
Does he look a little bit like a bird to you right now? Just like a little bit like a bird?
No, but this does. Stabbed with the murder dagger. Birds from everywhere.
Waterfowl!
His eyes go out like Shawshank style, and you see as birds just erupt, 4 and 20 blackbirds just erupt from his chest.
To the hell from whence you came, monster!
They all carry bits of him away.
Ooh.
Like, no, not back to Chase!
It's the end of We're Back.
This is the best escape room ever.
you see Kai sneaking up behind Chirp with the rock, like, we're killing him.
And Klulik looks at Silas and goes,
I don't know how much of this you planned in advance. Excellent escape. I would say 10 out of 10. The birds coming out of the guy's chest, really, really. Okay, we gotta go.
I'm gonna level with you.
Yeah.
The armadillo told me it had something cool. That was it.
It was the armadillo!
Great.
Love an armadillo, I guess. Oh. Take good care of him. You'll need him to talk to Bora.
Okay. Come here, buddy.
Go into the backpack.
Oh, it's cozy.
Yes.
That laugh is a little evil.
No.
Okay.
But it sounds tiny and squeaky from where you're standing.
All right,
Uncanny.
boys, if you want any souvenirs, just grab some precursor shit from the room. We gotta go.
Fuck yes.
And we all start just like grabbing shit. Like,
All right, don't get greedy. They have to grab some too.
Those really are your kids.
their tunics are full with just random. It's mostly rocks.
Did you just take one thing?
Yeah.
This counts as one.
Is big.
Yeah, okay. You suck. I'm gonna have to teach you all the actor feet. All right, here we go.
What's a feat?
You can't show them on Twitch. Bye!
You made me spit out my potato!
Oh no! And he moves the piece back towards home.
Plulik moves the chess piece, and you see as almost as though it were changing the fabric of reality before you. Like the space around Plulik was warping to become the space he moved to instead of him moving to it. Huford, Duford, and Lewis, Silas, and Plulik all seem to be sitting in their tea shop as the environment around them warps again and closes. And that is where we will end for tonight. Thank you all so much for being amazing. Thank you to Anthony Carboni as Plulik. Anthony is still with us, obviously.
Fired. Quitting.
I should
Leaving.
have hit him with the rock.
I'm coming back next week to play Guy permanently.
I would be like that.
Do it,
You don't have that power.
Do it.
I lost that power after the agency episode. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for all the wonderful donations. There were 1 or 2 instruments left yet to do. Those are being held for next week because I want to give one of those to our new character as well. So don't worry, I'm keeping it in mind. Thank you all so much for giving those up. And check us out on Patreon, on the Discord. Say what you thought about the show. This was a wild episode, y'all. But
It's a weird one.
until then, let's go around one more time and say who we are, who we've been, and where to find us.
Hi, I'm Bria Iyengar. I play Kai, your changeling bard. You can catch me on social media at Quiddy, Q-U-I-D-D-I-E. You can catch me next Friday night is the season finale of season 1 of New York by Night. And there will be a cool announcement in a couple weeks after that about who the cast is for season 2. Don't know who that is. Know nothing about it. Jason told us nothing. It's honestly kind of a bummer. I don't think I like any of them. Call that shot.
I've heard that.
You're
I've heard
not.
that. Yeah.
You
all
are
of them
hard to
enemies.
get along with.
I'm hard to work with. People say that about
Difficult,
me.
yeah.
I'm
Difficult to work with.
Also, every Wednesday on Dropout.tv,
Oh.
a new episode of A Court of Fame and Flowers. Yay! Good Society, D&D mashup, Fey bullshit. If you like Fey bullshit, there's more of it. Go there, give money.
It's Fae Fall right now, really.
It's Fey Fall. It's still summer.
It's gonna be Fae Fall.
Okay.
Fall comes early this year.
That's where you go.
Much better.
Just piggybacking. Hello. I have been Poppy, your Fire Genasi Artificer. You can find me online everywhere at Pocket Gina. On Mondays, if you like Star Wars, I do a game over on Q Times with some very good people. Go follow, go look at them. They're good people. And then on Tuesday, I have a craft show over on the Crown Channel. And this week, I'm going to be interviewing Doug Jones and Sam DeLev. So please watch it. It's going to be fun. We're going to be making some things that are, Doug related. So it's very fun.
Just very
tall.
just
very
Very
long.
long things.
Long boy.
Long,
And surprisingly light.
huggy-duggy things.
Yeah.
And then that's my week.
Hell yeah.
Hi, I'm Anthony Carboni. I have been Klulik, previously Chirp.
Yay!
Honest and forthright.
Eric Okra Monk. You can find me here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with Sage in the AM for It's Too Early, our morning news show. This week,
you can find me on Marvel's Pull List. That's Marvel's official podcast all about Marvel Comics. Go listen to that. I got to interview Dan Slott, who is one of my heroes. He's written some of my favorite Spider-Man stories. He was a wonderful person. The best Silver Surfer. It was really lovely. So thanks to Marvel. Go listen to that. And then you can listen to my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata. It's called We Have Concerns. There's a new episode of that out today at wehaveconcerns.com. Pronouns!
Yeah!
We declare.
So hard at the beginning.
And you set the tone for the whole episode.
Oh, hey everybody, I'm Kaylee Bray. You can find me over there at Hop Barbarian. I have been Elabrate Your Turtle Death Cleric, the
Last one.
The last one.
one.
And I have plans for you.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. Excuse me. There was the puckle.
Cleric, fight me. You can find me tomorrow, running Dandel's Dice and Everything Nice, right here on the PixelCircus channel, at 6 p.m. Pacific with Sage. And then a bunch of other stuff that I probably can't talk about yet, so just follow me on Twitter and eventually I'll talk about it. Probably.
Hi, I'm Sage Ryan, and I have been Effie, your Kalistar Chronology Wizard, and for just a moment, also Dazzle.
Yeah.
And you can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Sage. I stream on my channel Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and you can find me for all of the things the other people mentioned that I do here with them on all the other days of the week. And tune in for Damsels tomorrow, because Kaylee didn't say it, but it's all about me. It's Leia's episode.
And we have a guest.
It's Leia's
who
episode,
will be
so
both familiar and new.
it's a little bit of a surprise.
Those
this
are the
time.
two options.
We have a very special surprise. But
thing.
it's Leia's week, bitches. Let's
Leia.
go. I can't say bitches tomorrow.
Say it one more time now.
Bitches!
Yeah, get them all out.
Also, I thought you just said les bitches at first.
Ooh.
Leia bitches.
No.
That's his game.
Yeah.
Right dinosaur.
Right now. Left
I'm sad there were
dinosaur.
only 3 dinosaurs, you guys.
Oh.
And I'm Xander Genre. I play Kettle, your Water Genasi Barbarian. You can find me tomorrow, speaking of which, for Gay Gaming Magazine. Charity game. It'll be at 12 p.m. Pacific time, but it's a good time for the UK viewers, so that's what they're focusing on. You can catch that before Damsels then. And then also you can catch me on my own Twitch channel. I've been playing through the Zelda series. We're on Majora's Mask right now. Super creepy.
It's the best one. Well, second best one.
Yeah.
Breath
And
of
then,
the
very good. Not there yet. Still on N64. And then you can catch me in a video game called Void Crisis.
Yeah!
You can find it on Steam, and I play the character Pied Piper.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Woo!
And I have been and am Vince Casso, your DM for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. You can find me on socials at Vince Casso all over the place. I'm gonna go lay on a heat pad.
Hell yeah.
Y'all have been amazing.
That character epilogue will be coming next week, I think.
Yes.
It'll be like a separate thing. It's not at the end of the episode tonight, but you did unlock it. Good job.
You got it. Y'all nailed that goal. Y'all killed it.
We had to wait and see what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So meow meow.
Meow.
I'll see y'all next time.